They should go for reinforcement.
Has with some security people, where the community members are also on the other side. So for now, we can't confirm what is happening at the other end. But at the time, there. At the time when this December.
Egbanzo. Ata mills John Mama Quisia Hoy Jenana double eyeza. John Mama NDC double. Ata mills NDC John Mama Jenana Quisia Hoy double eyeza. Egbanzo. Ata mills NDC John Mama Quisia Hoy double eyeza. John Mama NDC double. Ata mills NDC double. Aruna Idrisu Kahu NDC double. Manase Azure Kahu NDC double. Kwesi Pratt Kahu NDC double. Suleiman Brahma NDC double. Okay, let's play the song. Give me the song. Let it go.
Yezu sana yakam yebeko Yezu Atami John Mama NDC double Yezu Atami say NDC double John Mama NDC Atami say NDC double John Mama NDC Obisada NDC double John Mama NDC First Lady Lodina NDC double John Mama NDC Ayazu
What is this?
Hey, Dana. Hey, Kasua ya tu abeye.
What is this?
Kasua ya tu abeye.
What is this?
Since 2012, Mavis Hawa Kumsing has been the MP for Iwutu Senya East constituency. She was made the Minister for Special Development Initiatives in President Akufo-Addo's first term and currently the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. She went head-to-head against the NDC candidate Nakoyo Okuno, who was making his second attempt. Election day. Both candidates went around various polling stations where over 170,000 voters were expected to cast their ballots, and both confident of winning. The constituency has been dented by various reports of violence, and this election was a test of the candidates' resolve to ensure peace before and after the process.
I've been a member of Parliament since 2012 in this constituency. But you see, every year with its dynamics, there are people that will come in a community and create chaos. The other people will be there and the community is calm. So what we experienced last 4 years, I promise, and I promise myself and the people of Awutu Senya is that it's not going to repeat itself. And we must make sure that peace reigns in Awutu Senya.
We want peace in the constituency, and I have pushed enough. I have made a lot of complaints enough to both the Kaswa police, their hierarchy, and also the IGP. And I pray that they take action, not tomorrow or not waiting for something to happen, but they take action now, because the people living in Kaswa, their lives matter.
Despite a relatively peaceful voting process across polling stations, there were reports of a shooting incident later that evening, which led to the death of a man reported to be an NDC party agent. 2 others, including this man, were injured. The development infuriated party members.
They use some V8.
Okay.
And they have been chasing and they started OPI on the way.
They started opening fire at which area?
I don't know the consequence.
Okay. What?
I just saw bullets passing by, just head gunshot, very serious, not one gunshot. You could see that 3 or 4 people were firing, and some of our youths were sitting at the back of the bucket, and one died, one got injured, 2 got injured, and the guy who was at my back died.
Meanwhile, at the collation center, the NDC candidate had already declared herself as winner. As supporters waited anxiously for the results. The wait was longer than anticipated, further heightening tensions. In the strong room, party executives together with electoral officials were busy tallying results. It was not until almost 24 hours later, on December 8, that the results were announced.
We have come to the end of the poll, and these are the results. At the end of the poll, Mavis Hawa Kumsin had 45,638. Phyllis 96,524. Rejected ballot 3,507. Total vote cast 100,123. By the power vested in me by the Constitution of Ghana and the CI 127, I, the returning officer, declare Phyllis Na Koyo Okuno the MP elect.
Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno had done the unprecedented, won the seat for the NDC for the first time.
How celebrating mom, but yes, I'm sure, cause enra, yenya no mienu, yabo omuchuo, ekase bako, ako kanya meho. It's me mebusiafo ina yako.
For the presidential result, John Mahama won with 54,480 votes, while Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obtained 38,942 votes. The people of Kaswa and the whole of Ewutu East have been promised a new dawn. The next 4 years will be a test of that promise. Eugenia Akofakumi, Metro News, Kaswa.
On the media, and let me say a very warm congratulations to the entire country. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come as a people, that we've been working towards having these elections and campaigning rigorously, that this should be a guide for all of us to even improve and do better than we're doing now. But of course, we've been engaging, we've been talking. For you, the media, you've actually lived here with us over the past close to 24 hours. All we are asking for is that we protect the sanctity and sanity of our electoral processes and our democracy. I don't think we're asking for too much. We're basically asking for what every single Ghanaian is clamoring for. But as usual, we have our friends from the NDC, their usual playbook. 4 years is here again, and we are going through what we always go through every cycle. Our electoral process is one of the most transparent electoral processes you can have in the world. And we don't have to do too much to ensure that we get what it is that we are looking for. And to see the NDC jittery, extremely jittery. I mean, just a few minutes ago, we all watched a very unnecessary, very unnecessary, disgraceful press conference from the NDC. And you can see the demeanor, the high level of uncertainty, you know, from them. They are completely unsettled. And it's simply because, like I always said, one, they were overly complacent. Two, they took the good people of this country for granted, and they assumed that once it is 8 years, they are coming to power. Reality is settling in, and instead of doing a self-check and a reality check and improve upon themselves, they want to inflict upon the entire country the damage that they themselves have brought upon themselves, and they want us to all live in it together. That is what we are not going to allow. And we want to thank every single Ghanaian, every single citizen of this country, both those within and without, those living abroad, for working together with all the institutions and bringing us this far. We encourage everybody to remain calm but extremely vigilant. Trust us. This election is going to go to a very sensible conclusion. Nothing else. Trust the MPP on that. It is going to go through a very successful conclusion, and a very sensible one as that. As usual, the NDC is doing what they know how to do best, behaving in the most irresponsible and disgraceful manner that you can expect from a political party. They are calling on their supporters at this hour. Elections are over. Your supporters were supposed to mobilize the people and get them to their votes, their polling stations, and cast their votes. That is what political parties do. Simple process. Campaign, encourage your supporters to canvass for you, get the voters to go to the polling station, cast their vote for you. Everybody in the full glare of the public, the counting is done at the polling station. You have agents. All the other political parties have agents. You finish, you sign at the polling station that you accept the results at your polling station. When that is done, simple process. Move your pink sheet from the polling station and take it to the Constituency Coalition Center, where you have your agents there with the Electoral Commission. And what is going to happen there is simple. The sheets, the pink sheet that your agent signed at the polling station, is being brought to the Constituency Coalition Center, and that is where those figures are going to be put together and summed up. When that is done, the constituency would now pick the constituency sheets from the Constituency Coalition Center and take it to the Regional Coalition Center. At the Regional Coalition Center, let's use the Eastern region as an example. 33 constituencies. All they are going to do at the Regional Coalition Center is to pick the 33 constituency coalition sheets, which you have a copy, and sum it, and then move it from there and bring it to the center, which is the Electoral Commission here in Accra, and they put together 16 coalition results, and we have our elections called. And so it's baffling, extremely baffling, to have the NDC behave the manner in which they are behaving. They continue to also peddle some falsehood. Somewhere around 4:30 p.m. thereabouts, the NDC held a press conference, and they are saying that the NDC organizer in the Ashanti region has discovered 500,000 ballot papers, which they claim are ballot papers that they have discovered being hidden by the MPP. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a complete falsehood. It's a complete lie. It's a falsehood. All we saw in that video is Joseph Yamin, the organizer of the NDC in the Ashanti region, holding his own phone, having a camera placed on him by his own people in a certain room with no resistance. No owner of the room, no owner of the house, not a single person they met in the room accustomed, standing and having a conversation, cheerfully telling somebody that I've discovered ballot papers. Our checks indicate that, first of all, the room they claim they discovered those ballot papers are not even at the location they indicated. Number two, these are...
My brother, you are selected. Oh, you are excited.
For the first time in this constituency,
it's been forever. Yeah, man.
No bagawaya.
Bro, 8 good years. Come on, the there's some because who did better than 10%.
And yes, that's who. Yeah, mommy. Papa,
Banzo. Ata mills John Mama Quisia Hoy Jena double yes John Mama NDC double Ata mills NDC double Quisia Hoy Kahu NDC double Idrisu Haruda NDC double Banzo Ata mills NDC John Mama Jenana Quisia Hoy double yes Banzo Ata mills NDC John Mama Quisia Hoy double yes John Mama NDC double Ata mills NDC double Aruna Idrisu Kahu NDC double Manase Azure Kahu NDC double Kwesi Prat Kahu NDC double Suleiman Brahma NDC double. Okay, let's play the song. Give me the song. Let it go.
Sana yakam. Debeko. Yesu. Yo yesa. Atami to mama and this double. Yesu. What I say? Debeko. Yesu. Atami to mama and this double. Atami say and this double. To mama and this. Atami say and this double. To mama and this. Abisata and this double. To mama and
Banzo
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, but people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Tuesday, the 10th day of December 2024. By His grace, we are alive and we're here once again. Yet, with this edition of Good Morning Ghana, gratitude to go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation. And I have a little twist to what you normally are accustomed to on Good Morning Ghana. It's a little twist, but I'm sure you love it. Let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Our best days are ahead. Mahama inspires hope in victory speech. EC declares Mahama as president-elect. AU ECOWAS Commonwealth Lord Ghanaians for peaceful elections. President Akufo-Addo congratulates president-elect Mahama. Daily Guide. Mahama wins 2024 polls with 56.55%. EC please arrest 89 suspects. NPP condemns post-election violence. 2 dead at Akumadan over fertilizer looting. The New Crusading Guide. EC declares Mahama Ghana's president-elect. NPP condemns electoral violence, urges calm among party supporters. Access Bank opens new branch in Obuasi. Stop vandalizing state properties, NDC to supporters. NPP will rise again, Ralph Pokwe-Dussel declares. The Insight. Mahama now president-elect. Heavy burden of economic hardship, looted coffers, debt crisis await him in January 2025. Javier Sosu sweeps Medina vote resounding 26,230 gap victory. NDC's Indego survives attack by unknown gunmen. U.S. elected officials, labor leaders join international call to take Cuba off U.S. state sponsors of terrorism list. E-levy, National Cathedral, nepotism, corruption. Others gave Bawumia the blow, says NPP's Musa Superior. I see. The Daily Statesman. Public institutions under siege from NDC supporters. EC declares Mahama winner of December 7 elections. Let's listen to the people. Kojo Ponkrumah tells political class. Political analyst hails Bawumia's statesmanship. The Daily Searchlight. Election 2024. Cash fails to retain NPP in power as John Mahama, NDC, coast to earth-shaking victory. Easy to declare presidential results within 72 hours. Okay, I guess you went to bed early. A+ beats Deputy Interior Minister to become new MP-elect for Goma Central. Congratulations, A+. Alantra Martin congratulates John Mahama. Economy Times. H.E. John Dramani Mahama returns to Jubilee House. Deloitte Bank of Ghana hopeful of CD rebound. DDEP participants to recover losses by 2026. Finance Ministry. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. BetSaver.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN. Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third-party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enkoye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kuntomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu ni me into kwampo. Oyiwa. Enye mo ko. Give us JC lecture and any capsules. Aye num boom. En ho asem na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye bemasima. Ya, we be bwanku ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne butum na wanyinya ne nti sese ne oyi chopmo. lecture and castle.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one for that one if you do me.
What's up?
How far with your intention?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
Actually, I'm on a line.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Miss Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bread before mattress anymore? Don't some slippers then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did the front there.
Yeah?
Happiness mattress where the bed for time.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like ash foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Home is never complete without the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning home from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Discover the perfect balance of modern living and natural beauty with flexible installment plans available to make your dream home a reality. Our 2 and 3 bedroom houses offer spacious interiors, elegant designs, and all the comfort your family needs. Experience a lifestyle of convenience, progress, and security. Each home is crafted with care, ensuring your family enjoys every moment. Rehoboth Havens is more than just a gated estate. It's a vibrant community. From safe playgrounds to serene surroundings, it's the perfect place for families to thrive. Join a growing community that values safety, comfort, and affordable housing. Your future starts here. Rehoboth Havens, where your housing dream becomes a reality. Visit www.rehobothsocialhousing.com to learn more.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver, win, even if your bet misses. There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing. But nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Now, MTN would like me to inform you that with Buy Now, Pay Later with Sun Metro, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. All you have to do is to walk into any of MTN's service centers to choose your favorite from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. The best part is all phones come up with 2 gigabytes free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after purchase. Go on, share the exciting news with your family and friends and stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN and Sun Metro. Okay, so that's the good message, or the great message from MTN. Well, it's all over. Election 2024 is done. It's done. In fact, just as Mrs. Jane Mensah put it, it is finished. All right. Okay. So we're 56.55% and a 2/3 majority in Parliament. It is indeed finished. And John Dramani Mahama makes a triumphant return to the Jubilee House and takes away that tag of a one-term president. But there are a whole lot of issues that we need to discuss. We need to break everything down. The past to the present, and we'll try and look into the future. So there's a lot to talk about from now through the transition to the handing over. Okay. So for today's show, I know that you're used to how we do it. The MPP and the NDC are two-member panel. We're going to have the politicians here, no doubt about that. So Eugene Boachemchi, as a member of Parliament for Subin, I almost said former. As a member of Parliament, for Subin, and as a former deputy minister, is here with me on the show. Eugene, good morning.
Morning, Randy.
Right.
Very soon. If you can't wait to see the back of me, very soon.
Okay. Anyway, we're expecting the Honourable Member of Parliament for Sadai, the Honourable Roxanne Nelson Defemakpo, to join us in the studio. He's been re-elected, and so it's going to and then continue in Parliament. That will be the 9th Parliament, right? The next one will be the 9th.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But guess what? The hottest guy in town, the non-politician who's making all the headlines as far as the politics is concerned, is here with me. And today you're going to find out everything. If you even want to know who his parents are, you find out today. You want to know what he had for breakfast, if he's had it, you'll find out today. Who am I talking about? Okay. He has information that is analytical with a global perspective. I'm sure I'm leading you there. Okay, so Global Info Analytics. Musa Dankwa is here with me on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
How do you feel?
I feel okay. Just okay.
Just okay?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. I'm somebody who doesn't hype a lot.
Okay.
No matter what successes you take, you do that in humility.
Okay.
So, just that I'm happy that the efforts of young men and women in the field have toiled all these years, who have crossed rivers, involved in accidents, bitten by snakes, their works have been vindicated today. For them, I say congrats to Global Info guys in the field. They deserve more credit than I do.
Okay, so we'll come back and hear the story about Global Info Analytics, everything about Global Info Analytics, how it started, what you do, and for those who don't even understand what is polling. Sometimes people think polling is prophecy. Or some people also call it Ajana 1, Ajana 2. And what have you? But Eugene,
Randy,
you know you're my friend.
I'm your brother.
Yes, you're my brother. You know, so I know that you can take a troll or a joke from me, not to.
Of course.
Okay. So let me start off. I want to lighten up the space. So let me start off with one.
Okay.
Men are met me, I also. So let me start off with one before I hear you. So let's watch this.
Hello?
Hello, please, is it the MPP headquarters?
Yes.
Thank God. Me pacho me join mo bus and eko na rungu se me kotoa, but bus na tuwe jame. And now see me from no send me keska.
Navrongo.
Yes, please.
Hold on. Hold on, I may check here there. Navrongo,
Me pacho honey.
Navrongo results of one the mine. Ke kumase kura kamitra umomo. Madam, yana nanti bro. Nanti bra why? Na ba form mo ko tone wo no ya provide buses amamo ya mo mu 100 cedis 500 cedis above car. Na mo ko to aba uko wa ko da boyfriend o go to aba no na ba za to eja o. Because Papa so here now. Please. Nanti bra why?
Please, it is not possible.
It is possible.
It is not possible.
Listen, Nancy, they are possible.
It is not possible. It is not possible. Oh.
Sibuntam, Babaduntam, Waka.
Oh.
Madam Waka, why? It is possible to walk from Navrongo to Accra. Waka.
Oh. It is not possible.
Mom, you say, Cascaya, Diabamo, Sabugo to Aba. Mokoye, Yachamomo, Mali, Diamonia, more the man winning. Eh? Papa.
Eugene, what happened?
Andy. I think there are 2-3 adages that I have to use to describe what you've just shown on the TV.
Okay, let's hear you.
One is perforce so this will be about you say share. When somebody has a beard and it's burning, rock water close to yours. That's the first thing I can draw from that. And secondly, will be a man who and so now today Mama is present. The same thing happened 80s when Kubuaro won. The same kind of sentiments. But we must all be moderate in what has happened. What has happened in our country was probably predicted to happen, to show my political party a lesson. And these things, yes, like you already said, it lightens the mood. You know, we all have to take whatever the lady was telling the guy into account, because we did the same thing in 2008 when we were busing people across the country. They all went and voted against us. So this time when they started, but all the guys say, hey, they are better. Nobody wants to listen. You know, if you do the same thing 100 times, you get the same results. 2008, we bust people from all over the country. I don't believe in busing. If you want to vote, you go and vote. You don't have to force people to go and vote. Majority of the people that we transport across the country went and voted against us. Made it easier for them to go and vote against us, rather. Anyway, Randy, let me take this opportunity. I don't know whether I can continue.
Please go.
Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the President-elect, John Dramani Mahama, the NDC. He's been there before, so we don't need to advise him. If he goes astray, we'll be here to bash him. But he's been there before. And God's so good, Niana has all the experience. He's been a member of Parliament, he's gone to the presidency on 2 occasions as a vice president too. So now, I would say he's probably the embodiment of public service in our country. So he should take the lessons from our failures and make them his guiding principles to guide him in this administration. And then DC leadership. Then also in the same vein, express my empathy and the empathy of millions of Ghanaians, you know, to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for his well thought out campaign by his unfortunate loss at the polls. He has also demonstrated leadership by his early concession, which also added clarity to the results and paved way for a peaceful transition. I also express my deepest concern about the criminality and the wanton destruction of life and property. Why are we doing this to ourselves? this won't be the first time that we go into an election. This won't be the second time that and this opposition will win power. But we must all be guided. In the words of Kutu Echampong, when we were growing up, the black and white television, that in victory, magnanimity. In victory, we must show magnanimity towards our opponents. We have come too far for such things to be happening. It's very worrying. And I said on another sister station yesterday that if President-elect Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Honorable Osei Nketia do not speak to what is going on, they are probably supporting or endorsing illegality. It's unfair.
But the General Secretary has issued a statement.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay. But we want John Mahama, who is going to be in charge of our country, to also speak.
I think yesterday he spoke.
Oh, he spoke. Yes. Okay. And assure Party Faithful. President Mills did it in 2009. Assure Party Faithful that is your guidance at the end of the day. You won. You're going to swear you in before for 4 clear years to serve your people. Come and do that. This, moving, breaking into warehouses and what have you, it's not a Ghanaian way. It's not. MPP won 169 seats, approximately 1 million. I was part of that victory as a parliamentary candidate elect. But we never, took the laws into our own hands and misbehaved. I'm also calling on the Minister of National Security, the National Security Coordinator, National Security Boss, the IGP, the Minister of Interior, the Minister of Defense. The MPP is still in power. And the laws are in your hands. Please, make sure that our country remains peaceful. Please. We should not, in the name of party colors, condone what is going on. It's very un-Ghanaian. Now, Randy, the so-called resetting agenda and mantra is surely not about violence and vandalism. Right? The president-elect and NDC leadership must demonstrate leadership as a peace-loving people, and we know they are. I mean, God so good, President Mahama was a 3-term member of parliament. He's a lawmaker, naturally. Honorable Osei Nketia too, Fifi Kwete, all the leadership, I know that they've all been members of parliament. And they know that what is going on in our country is not the best. It sends a wrong signal to our potential investors and what have you. So we urge all of them to exercise restraint and moderation in whatever they do. Yes. I don't know whether you want me to continue, but I will end here. I wanted to talk about my party.
So what would you say to those, and I associate fully with you, what you've said. What do you say to those who then are quick to say that, oh yes, I mean, by all means, let's condemn it. By all means, the police must do their work. And on the front page of the papers, there's a report that they've arrested as many as 89 persons. We're also getting reports that with some of the places, it's not even NDC people, but you have MPP people who have, there's a place that fertilizer or something. And
is that offensive?
Yes.
I have something offensive about fertilizer, but I was rushing to come here. So
it's rather MPP guys who have gone there because they were aware that some fertilizers have been put there and they were being distributed.
I think it's offensive now. I heard something else. Yes, I was about to come here. I said something
yes. And that one is not being done by MPP people.
Oh, by NDC people.
It's not being done by NDC people, by your people. Now, there are people who also quickly say that, look, Dr. Baumia has issued a statement.
Oh, I think I saw something like that this morning, yes.
I mean, very hard on asking President Mahama to rein in his people and all that. And the people were asking, 2 people were killed at Kaswa during the same election. 2 people. Haven't we heard about those 2 people who were killed?
Yes,
one is very Ghanaian.
I've just been sent a message.
Okay.
By one of my darlings in the NDC.
Okay.
Saying that Hawa Kunse and Etas killed 2 people. But this is speculation as you speak.
No, that the people are dead.
Yeah, no. As Hawaku mentioned, Hawaku were linking it to the killings.
Yes, the NDC candidate believes that they were.
Yeah, but you see, Randy.
But the truth about it is that 2 people have been killed. Whoever killed them.
For God so good, for the last 8 years, you know, my line of thinking, my line of arguing has been moderated to a degree.
Yes.
Because I've been to Parliament and I've been part of the executive. So when I speak, I want to use evidence.
Right.
I don't want to situation where somebody says, Randy has shot somebody, then I'll jump on it. No. Because the Ghana people like mentioning names.
So the facts are that 2 NDC persons who are associates of the MP-elect at that place have been shot.
Yes, and they are linking it to the parliamentary candidate, the former minister, the minister for fisheries. Yes, like I said.
But the point is that two people
have been killed.
Yes,
that's established.
Election related.
My issue here is the name. As for the killings, yes, maybe, or maybe her followers, yes. But when you mention a name, and maybe she may even be far away from the scene, but because it's a constituency, they will link it to her. That's what I'm trying to guard against.
Right. Yeah, and also because of the history.
Because of the history.
Yes.
Fine, but that's what the police is set up to do.
Yeah.
They are to move in and do the investigation, and of course,
the issue is just, I think the issue why people raise that.
Oh, okay.
Is the issue of what appears to be selective amnesia.
Okay.
People have been shot dead in this election, even before the unfortunate things that we are seeing are happening. You don't find it appropriate to speak about it, especially when we are at the back of 8 people having been killed at Mitima South, and nothing has happened. And then when we see all the unfortunate things that we are seeing, the unlawful things on air, then you begin to find ink and breath to raise them. Obviously, if you were affected by the deaths, how would you take it?
Of course. That's what I'm saying. If indeed the honorable minister is linked to it, and
no, even if she were not,
if she were not, then let's try and separate her from the killings and deal with the killings, because every killing in this country is illegal. You must face the consequences, and I don't believe that people should hide behind party colors and commit crime in the name of a political party. Nobody will condone it. You understand? If I say now, there is
another 2 Tolon, Yankpala, another 2 were killed.
Yeah, I saw that on TV, yes. But you know, in that one, the MP, Habib, has not been linked to it. So we can deal with it as murder. You see, the
police has even made some arrests.
Yes. So we can deal with it as a murder case which the police is investigating and will subsequently prosecute. That we can deal with. But it's the names that I'm not comfortable with, because once you throw a name out there, and it turns out that she was not even at the scene or not even associated with it, then it becomes a problem, because her name has been dropped. And then that's what people try to say, I'm going to sue for the information, I'm going to sue for this, I'm going to sue for that. So let's try and move away from the names and deal with the crimes. If you are MPP, NDC, CPP, Kwambidia, whatever, and you have committed a crime, you must go and face the law.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Right.
If a member of parliament, a minister has committed a crime, they must go and face the law. It's as simple as that. Nobody is above the Constitution of Ghana. Nobody is above our laws. That's what I want to establish. So if you know of any killing or any violence anywhere that you were witness to, just go and report it to the police. And the police will take action on them.
Right.
If they fail to do so, then it's a different matter. We can all come here and talk about it. But I don't know whether I want to move into my beloved party.
Yes.
Randy, my beloved party, the MPP, the New Patriotic Party. I will start with a befitting quote.
Okay.
Thus, people who shut their eyes to reality, people who shut their eyes to reality simply invite their own destruction. James Baldwin.
James Baldwin. Okay.
Some of us saw this thing coming, I think, middle of 2022.
Really?
I had gone, I think I met, no, you were not there. In Birmingham, the Commonwealth Games, were you there?
No.
Yes. I was in Birmingham when the president was doing his regional tours. And it was in Ashanti region, where the people of Kwabri East, that's where I hail from.
Okay.
Both my parents, my father is from Fade, Sims Mensa area. My mom is from my in between Bonyure and Jabin.
Okay.
So my mom is Kwabri, my dad is Kwabri 2, 3. Okay. So I'm a proper Kwabri person. Okay. And the president.
So how come you?
Oh, I was born in Subin. My mom was even born in Subin. So Subin is like London. Right. Everybody was born there.
Right.
You understand? Yes. Now, the president went to take radio. That time, the Kwabri chiefs and co-has, because they gave MPP the highest vote. Highest vote in the Ashanti region.
Yeah.
And they had every right under the Constitution of Ghana to demand for quality roads. Every right. What are these politics for? And then when the chiefs held this press conference, it's called Boniaye Kai, that the ingrate must remember in English. Then the president was at New Tech. I was watching live with senior members of our party. The president said, oh, then you see, was gladly circulating it. A few days before, they were reminding Ghanaians what the president told us. I was shocked, Gabby, Randy. I was shocked. Hey, is this happening? Or is it a slip of tongue? I was it because he kept repeating himself. I said, Then he went on using some, key personal indicators about assessing his own ministers. When the economy was just tumbling every day. Oh, Kenufurata, Amwakwata, Alanchamate, why is the best person? What kind of personal indicators is my president using? So when we came, I came from England. We like-minded colleagues of mine, we met. And the meeting took place in my house. I'm telling Ghanaians, it took place in my house. 42 members of parliament. We all convened. And I invited Chairman Sabun, so as the leader of the caucus, and Honorable Joe Wise to come and join. Because we wanted to go and meet the president quietly. Nobody was interested in the press conference. We had all worked for the ticket for him to be elected president, for us to be elected members of parliament. So we want to see him and discuss these things privately with him. That, hey, the way he's going, please. He may not run again, so, of course. But at least we have a party to win an election. So we're all concerned. What happened? We couldn't meet our president. We couldn't meet our president. Your own MPs, we couldn't meet him.
Why?
Randy, I think Manasseh has written copiously about it.
No, I'm asking you.
Because some of the MPs had voted against Michael Quay as speaker.
Oh.
So, yes. So we left it. Then we said, okay, some of us. Randy, do you know my oath as a member of parliament? Let me read it to you again today.
Okay.
Ghanaians, listen to me. I, Eugene Boachi Entry, having been elected a member of parliament, do in the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana, not MPPO, Republic of Ghana. Because without Ghana, there's no MPP, there's no NDC. As by law established, that I will uphold, look at the adjective, uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Ghana. And that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of member of parliament. So help me God. So those people out there who are thinking because I go into parliament because of an MPP ticket, so I should go and hoodlike and sink, I behave as if I have no mind or no shells in my head. You heard what my father Kwampinim told us. What is the parliament? You heard it? And so some of us, we are grandfathers who got Randy. We have done kids for people to insult us as if we are nobody, as if we can't think. And when we decide to hold a press conference and make the president aware that the continued tenure of Kenufurata was not going to inure to our benefit electorally.
So you held a press conference because you have been unable to meet him?
On the 22nd of October.
Because you have been unable to meet him?
Yes. Okay. Because now we want something from what do you do? What do we do? You let Ghanaians know, at least every Ghanaian know that me, I've been consistent for the last 2 years about today. So what has happened today, I'm not part of it. And nobody can say they love the party more than I do. But when we did that, and the president refused to meet us, we held the press conference. The following day, the president met us.
Oh.
The following day, he met us in Jubilee House.
I see.
And then prominent members of society called us that the president will get rid of, will leave Ken. So we should just bear with him. He's an elder statesman. We don't have to.
When was this?
This was what happening around the November, December of 2022. So we should allow it. We allowed it. If you have lost the election today, it's because of Kenufurata. MPP has lost this election because of Kenufurata. Gabi has and Asati Bedi Etu. I'm mentioning names.
What have they done?
What have they done? Kenufurata was the who? In 2000, do you remember what President Kufuor said when he was campaigning? You remember?
What did he say?
What does that mean? Economy. 2016, what did the President say at trade fair? What the Baumia ba? So we say Sikasima mine. What was he talking about? Economy. How can we win an election in this country without the economy? Why do you think INS have punished the way they have?
But the people you mentioned,
apart from Ken,
they are not responsible for the economy.
Yes. Now, the president kept Ken there for 1 year and 2 months, 14 months.
After you had been assured.
After we had been assured. Yes. 2017, my brother is here. Anytime Ken came to deliver the budget, was it about me present? 2018 wasn't he there? 2019 wasn't he there? 2020, they cut off Baumia. That's where all the excessive borrowing and the intolerable introduction of taxes on the people of this country started. That's where they cut Baumia off. Someone will say, we have to build a party, and MPP needs an open heart surgery to build this party. You cannot be sweeping things under the carpet. They are not jokers. And you can say, Randy, we are not leading, we are not senior members, we are leading members of the party. We have to let the base believe that we have handed over power to the NDC. The received wisdom in Westminster says that opposition parties don't win elections, governments lose them. We have lost the power to NDC. We did all this, Randy. The man was kept there. Now, Gabi became the chief advisor to the finance minister. They were the ones drawing the budget.
This is just an allegation.
It's an allegation. I'm telling you. I'm talking about allegation.
No, it's an allegation. You've not provided the evidence. Yes.
He was the one drawing the budget.
How?
Okay. If you don't want to challenge me, let's get to another day. Okay. There's more I want to go on.
So move on.
Now, we did all this. Businessmen, campaign time, you go to them, yes, businessmen. Businessmen.
Like collapse their business.
Even 2 weeks ago, I was going to lobby for some funds for one of our young PCs. Yes. Randy, look, this party, see you here, open heart surgery. We should be sweeping things under the carpet. Bitter for what? I left this country at 21. If I don't become a member of parliament, I left this country at 21. I had Juma for 33 years, going on 34 years. Where did government to survive? I'm not going to eat grass. And all these things, Randy, played out. I have no personal animus against Kelfurata. But obey. When the time got, when the curtain falls, you come off the stage. You threw the country out of IMF, but he couldn't contain it. So the time is, Mr. President, thank you very much. You have an opportunity to serve my nation. Can I now humbly leave the scene? You to appoint someone? No, and also he was there. I'm the president, then the executive power. Okay. Then we lost it. Not only that, on the heels of that, the presidential and parliamentary primaries. Randy, I sit here and I tell you in no uncertain terms that the best conducted presidential and parliamentary primary in the MPP was under that Kwabena Japan and Bolafuku. That was what got the 169. We didn't have any independence. That's what gave the Kufuor 1 million votes. That's the best. Anybody can challenge me. If we talk about results in politics, 169 MPs, Kwabena Japan and our focus executive brought that about. Right after that, John Modu came. What happened? The 169 came to 137. We brought young Kudria to come. Now it's going to 88. And how are you, NDC, only suffered as 16 casualties? Apparently, well, they are ready for power. They protected them. This is my classmate here. They made sure I was going to come back to parliament. But now I'm very experienced, and now it's never in the room, in the chamber. Now the MPP people coming are going to be minus or minions. They're going to learn from them because they are now seniors. They're going to meet the Kuyuta Black West and Mutala Mohammed and Suhimi and Co. They are very experienced because they were our classmates. We make sure that all of us have lost our primaries just because we said the president must get rid of his cousin. You see the end result, 88 MPs. You see me going there, I felt that even Yabuama and Temasendro have flipped. So it's no more 88. What kind of legacy are we leaving? What kind of legacy are we leaving? Now we are back to hostile territory. Then the party was then, in a state of paralysis. Because of the overbearing nature of the executive presidency that we are practicing. It happens here, it's going to happen there too. The same thing. The same people. 8 years in, 8 years out, they say nothing changes. Yes. They wouldn't allow, or I don't think the chairman and the executive stood firm and said, Mr. President, we are going for an election. You are on your way out. We're not going to allow you to chase anybody. But we have the party machine, the president can't do much. But he sat there and allowed the president to unseat all the ones that they want to. He didn't want back in parliament.
You mean he had an interest in your primaries?
Oh, what do you mean he had an interest? He was the interest.
President Akufo-Addo?
Yes, it was the interest in the primaries. That's all kind. He told us when we were ministers, he told us.
That what?
That as for his appointees, he has control over them. But the rest left him alone. There are some of them he wouldn't want to see in parliament. He said it twice, Kofodia and
He told you.
Oh. Me, I don't come and sit here and me, what kind of make He told us, all my other colleagues, he said it. Kofodia, he said it at Accra International Conference Center. Your MPs who are going down there to find money to campaign for you to become president. You are telling me because now you've 169. Randy and Smakoso. Now, Parliament, with barely 6-7 months to the end of our term, you change leadership. You change the almighty Osechemi Sabunsu. You change the almighty Osechemi Sabunsu.
He's not indispensable.
No, but he was on his way out.
Okay.
Randy, there's something called dignity. Dignity.
Do you think he was embarrassed?
Yes.
And it was deliberate.
Since chair was removed, have you ever seen peace in that room? Now you are here. Ask him. Since chair was removed.
And the thing was deliberate.
Oh, of course it's deliberate because chair came to my house for that Kenneth Rata meeting. And he was told.
So who changed chair?
Oh. I want to make a was saying. Ghana, how many MPP no? MPP
How?
And the other man come and so now, parliamentary committees. I called Afrayo, I said, Afrayo, you're my brother. I've known Akufo-Addo more than you. You are almost 10 years older than you. Take it from me. Don't let anybody use you. Because you have a crowd that will follow you in future. Now, if you're not careful, you'll be used. It's committees, leave it intact. We have 3 months to go. Leave it. And they're not interested in changing committees. Why are you interested? After looked at me and said, I'm okay, I speak Fanti with him. I'm okay. Sure. Let me come and do. Randy. Atacha was removed as energy committee chair. What for? Kwaku Kwati was removed as finance committee chair. What for? 3 months in shared that. Only you have not had any committee meeting in 3 months. So why change them? And look at the poisoned atmosphere in parliament. Because you cannot rely on your experienced members of parliament to come and help you do government work. So that's the state of parliament. Then Ababa Besun Sembeka, your friend. So now parliament, Afenyo is there with us, Babintu is there with the family boy and his people on that one side. And we are all waiting. Say 16. 16 when we go, I don't know whether now that they have 180, I don't know, they say, hey, we are going to occupy majority. Go and sit there. That one too, we are waiting. You see? But we have business to do in the house. So we have to come to a common ground and do that business. So, Andy, all I can say to my beloved MPP, we need to rebuild the party. As a matter of urgency.
We'll come back and speak about the way forward.
Sure.
We'll come back. But
unless you have some questions for me, otherwise. And when I'm speaking, don't ask questions because every time I have evidence. You can ask me off air.
Anyway, so the Honorable Roxy, the former quest, joined us, but he has won the election. His flag bearer has spoken and everything. He doesn't have much to say, and so You do?
I do.
I do. Apart from thanking us, what do you have to say?
I do.
What do you want to say?
I'll add a few words to what Eugene has said here. And let me say good morning to...
You were fighting at Tema yesterday.
Yes. I mean, but for my presence,
they were going to
they would have stolen our mandate. Yes.
The farmer.
Yes. So four pensions didn't make it.
They falsified them.
They were fabricated.
Look, Roxanne. What is supposed to have happened at Okankwe Central and this Tema thing? Should people not be prosecuted?
Yes. I told them yesterday. Yesterday you had to see me.
I saw you
in my element.
I saw you.
Not all were covered.
I saw you.
You had to see me in my element.
The last time I saw you like that, it was at Elwak.
Yes.
Your law school games.
Yes.
I came there and you were...
And eventually when Basintali landed.
Yes.
Oh, what?
The new kid on the block.
Look, they fabricated pensions so that duplicates that were given to our agents, the contents in those duplicates were supposed to be a replica of the original. They were markedly different.
Wow.
And all favored MPP. In fact, in one polling station, the EC officer didn't issue the duplicates to our agents, but issued it to the MPP agent. Terrible things. Look, yesterday they huffed and puffed. I quoted the law. Regulation 39(2) and 3 of CI 127. It won't fly. There were no signatures.
So this gives credence to this thing of Yewi Abamu.
There were no signatures. You had to hear the backroom stories. But I'm happy that we stood our grounds and we so yesterday that was why some of us were not with the President-elect yesterday in terms of the ceremony. But we commend DG and I enter Parliament. We've been very close friends. He even failed to give me money for my campaign. I'll take it because I'm in debt, so I'll take it from him.
Daddy, my brother, all the ones I've given there, you mentioned it too.
And let me also commend Mr. Musa Dankwa. You know, I released a statement, a very short statement 3 or 4 days ago, and said that he deserves a national award. Because he's one person who has used his office, his private office, I must say, to guide the public space and the political space in what we do. He gauges the mood of the people and gives us a periodic guide. So, NDC, we took his study seriously and worked on it. There were pointers. Look, if you read his work for the past 2 years, the outcome today was like a prophecy. You know, so we need to commend him and support him. And he's doing a lot in other African countries. If we can begin to get the mood of the people and foretell how they think, what they want, what things should be done, I don't think any government should be a problem. That's all that I want to say. But look, the removal of Tay, like Eugene said, Tay and Speaker Bagby, they are like professors in parliamentary democracy. So they deliberately will select some of us and tutor us. Conduct, speech, just the entire government of parliamentary work. So you don't remove such a person, no matter the issue. If you recall the circumstances, Tay actually on the floor, when it was being said outside that he had been removed, he was on the floor saying, no, it was fake news. That's how embarrassing it was. Eventually, by the next day, official communication had come to Parliament announcing his removal or his replacement, as it were. When the previous day he was actually on his feet as the majority leader, denying those publications. So that was not handled well. Ours was a bit earlier, but it was quickly handled, and everybody was brought back on board, and that's how come we're able to work. So I think that teamwork, consensus building, is very important. And let me tell my brother Pedro Maki
The Bible says all things are permissible unto man to do, but the end thereof. The problem in Parliament, he created it. I must have raised the issue. And the Honorable Haruna Idisu amplified it in Tamale. You know, I have always been raising this constitutional matter. So as soon as Formina filed to be sponsored by the NPP in Formina, whilst he remains in Parliament as an independent candidate, actually the sitting second deputy speaker, I said, no way. Okoye's ruling must be sprung back to life. Then Haruna amplified it. Then it caught fire. So I was hoping that Apenu would quickly mobilize his house, hold consensus meeting with us. I said, my brother, these things, we have a few days to go, a few weeks, we have businesses to do, so let's reduce the acrimony and deal with these matters. He decided to go to court and said all manner of things in court, scandalized the speaker. The speaker's pronouncements amounted to coup d'etat in an affidavit before the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court verdict came out, however unfavorable it was, he held a press conference on the floor of Parliament and further lambasted, scandalized the speaker. All manner of unprintable and unparliamentary words were used. Today, he wants business to be done. I wonder how. I've been thinking about him and how the situation, the circumstances that he has placed himself in today, and how he's going to conduct himself for the rest of the life of this Parliament. A lot can be done because we are capable. Eugene is here. We are capable of handling parliamentary business rapidly with alacrity if we are committed.
98% of people.
Yes,
it's consensus.
Quickly.
Consensus. We don't.
But I wonder how these businesses can be done. Is it going to kneel down? Is it going to?
But I think that's for that. Afenyo has told me that he has gone to kneel down. But you know when Babin sang that song at the end of his press conference, that his heart is broken.
Yeah.
Maybe we the Catholics must go and
because Bagbe,
apologize to him.
Bagbe is also a father. He's
been there for too long. He knows the rules inside out.
You know, some of us is deliberately groomed us. And Apeno was one. Apeno had crisis. Apeno ought not to be in Parliament today. He had serious crisis. It was Speaker that saved him. I know the facts. Yes.
The first time wasn't good.
He had crisis. 2014, 2015, he had serious crisis in Parliament and in this country. Speaker saved him. So you don't do some of these things. When you go in the whole discussions with Speaker in chambers, then you come to the public and then you come and even fabricate, you come and add on and embellish it and say all sorts of things. It's totally unparliamentary. But I'll end it here.
Okay.
And wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
You've won, so you don't have to speak too much.
Yes, a very successful second term, a very transformational second term. We are hoping that we'll introduce policies, implement programs, and he will appoint men and women of substance. We are endowed with, the party is endowed.
Take it easy. You have the men and the women.
Yes. We have men and the women.
Take it easy. You have the men and the women.
We will deliver.
Right? A question of deployment. A question of deployment.
Yes. We will deliver on this mandate. And he's proven it before that if he deploys you and you don't deliver to the standards, he will change you.
Okay.
So
let's hope so.
Yes.
So we've had the politicians speak. We would now hear the person who's...
before you come, let me do this.
Yes.
And congratulations to Honorable Ebi Bright for winning Tema Central for the first time.
So Tema was a clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
3-0.
West taking, West is green, Central is green, East is green.
So 3-0.
No, but you already held the East. So you've won the two.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So we retain the East.
So
it's always
no, but you know, I shall damn it.
So that's what. Let me just show you. I'll show you the original map of Ghana.
Randy, do you like to rub it in?
Politics. I'm trying to.
You are a master of that.
He likes to rub it in.
I'm trying to develop the constitutional map
of Ghana.
Yes, this is the regional one. And so we'll watch that and then we'll take a break. So this is it. This is how Ghana looks like.
Hey.
And interestingly, even the three blues, two of them, the northeast and the eastern, the NDC is around 47%. Even two of the blues, northeast.
Wow. More or less split.
Yes, northeast and eastern, the NDC is doing 47 plus in those two. So it's perhaps Ashanti that you can say is blue, blue, blue. But even northeast and eastern, NDC is at 47 plus. So this is how Ghana looks like after the elections. We're back shortly.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Energy drink.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. Christmas is in the air. It all starts at Electoral. Get amazing gift vouchers worth up to 5,000 Ghana cedis, plus incredible discount of up to 60% on all your favorite electronics, from smart TVs to washing machines, refrigerators, mobiles, laptops, and more. Get the best deals on all big brands like LG, Brew, Samsung, Philips, Orient, Infinix, Techno, Tamashi, Pico, Itel, HP, and many more. Call or WhatsApp us on 0552 777 905. Celebrate Christmas full with goodies only at Electromat, your world of electronics.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses. There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing. But nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show. I have the Honorable Nelson Roxon, the Femakbo, the Honorable Eugene Boachemchi, and of course, the man, Musa Dankwa, is still here with us. But you've all been there, you've placed the perfect multi-bet, and it's all going your way until it's not, and one or more picks let you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win. Even if your bet misses, even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions applied. Is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. Musa, who are you?
Oh, Rabbi. I'm the Zongo Lotto Forecaster.
Zongo Lotto Forecaster. Okay, I don't understand that.
That's what they've called me over the past few months.
Okay, so that's what some say you are.
Oh yes.
But
yes,
who are you?
I'm Musa Dankwa. I was born in Nkoko.
In Nkoko?
Yes.
Okay.
My father was in fact the first driver for IPS. When was
now UPSA.
Now UPSA.
Okay. Father was the first driver.
Yes.
Okay.
So we were brought to Medina when my father was employed at IPS.
Okay.
And we stayed
Which
there.
year was this?
I don't remember, but they said I was 5 years old when they came to Medina, so I had to do the mathematics. Grew up, my mother is Machima Buakwa.
Achim Ebuakwa?
Yes, she's from Apinamang near Akwetia.
Okay.
And my father is from Apredi, near Edukrum. Akropong Edukrum.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm half Achim, half Latte, or I will call it Chirpong.
Okay. So you are Chirpong and Achim?
Yes.
Okay.
But me Bari. Not very well. But I grew up in Medina Zongo as a child. Went to school, an unknown school in Medina, which has now collapsed.
Which school is that?
Albert Academy, near the Medina Market.
Okay, I know that school.
Yes.
I attended Carver International.
Okay,
Carver. So class 3.
Okay.
Yeah, before I moved to Happyhome Academy.
Okay.
So, but I was a social welfare boy.
Area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before that, I went to RC Catholic, RC Primary School in Medina, from class 1 to class 3, and dropped out of school for 4 years.
You dropped out of school?
Yes.
For 4 years?
Yes.
Why? Financial?
They opened Medina Islamic School, I think in 1985 or 84. And some of us who were in Medina Zongo were asked to go and fill it up.
Is it the one at the mosque?
Mosque, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know that Makranta.
Yes.
Yeah. So down the mosque.
Down the mosque.
They
yes.
started just down behind somebody's house wall.
Yes,
I know that.
yes.
I know that very
So
well.
all the Muslims in Medina, Zongo area were encouraged to move to that school,
Right.
give the population that it needed.
Mm.
So we went there for about one term.
Okay.
And the fees we couldn't pay, so I dropped from school.
Mm.
And just for 4 years, I was going to Makaranta in Zongo.
Whoa.
For 4 years, and then I decided to go back to school. And then I decided to go to La in Contenay Primary.
Yes.
I went and skipped about 3 classes, 3 to class 6.
That's between Medina and Adenta.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I went to class 6 and I realized I was too much ahead of them because while I was in school, I was reading quite a lot. I used to read newspapers, I was listening to BBC at that age, Voice of America, Radio France. So I was very much in tune with what was happening around the world.
Okay.
So when I went to classes, I felt these guys are kids, they're not my type, so let me move on. So I pushed the school and they sent me to Form 1.
Okay.
And I was the class 6, if I had stayed there, I would have been the first batch of the junior high school.
Okay.
So I skipped to about Nkotan early primary for first term. Second term, I did a bad thing. I stole a book from the school and I ran away.
You stole a book?
Yes.
And you ran away?
Ran away.
So you sacked yourself?
Myself.
Okay.
So second term, I didn't go to school again.
Okay.
And then third term, I said, no, I need to go back to school. But this one that I went, I don't think, I wasn't inspired. It wasn't motivating me. So I decided to go to Albert Academy, secondary school straight away.
Yeah.
So I skipped entire primary, entire middle school, went straight to secondary school.
Private secondary school?
Private secondary school. Albert Academy. I was there for 3.5 years. And I did my O-levels there. And because I was good at Arabic and English, Islamic studies, I added Islamic and Arabic to my GC O-level courses.
So you wrote the O-level as a private student?
Yes, within Albert Academy.
Yes, okay.
But I added Islamic and Arabic language to it.
Okay.
So I was doing 6 subjects, and I had to do 8 if I want to go to 6th form. I didn't do any science. So we went there in 1990, I think, of DEC. And I was the first student to get distinction from that school.
Distinction? Okay.
I had aggregate 6, I think 6 or 12. I think 12 at school. And then I had to go to Acropolis to do DBS, Diploma in Business Studies.
Instead of doing A-levels?
A-levels, because I didn't have any sciences in my
you needed health science or biology?
Science. Exactly,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I didn't qualify. I went to Acropolis to do DBS. When I got to Acropolis, I got admission there. I couldn't pay the fees. So I had to look for means to go to Acropolis. So one day, a friend of mine, who's now in Belgium and now in UK, went together to Ministry of Foreign Affairs to look for Muhammad Ibn Chambers. I thought maybe who he was, being a Muslim, he could help me to do what I wanted to do. So I went to him. In the morning, I sat there till evening. Nobody wanted me to talk to him. And I insisted I won't go until I speak to him.
You were then Deputy Minister?
Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
So I got the chance to speak to him around 5:30 when he was leaving. Sadly, he was traveling that night, so there's nothing he could do at the time.
Okay.
And the admission was just open for the next few days. So he asked me to go to Ghana Education Service and speak to one Alhaji Rahim Badamusi.
Yes.
He so rest in peace.
Or Director General?
Yes, Director General.
GS,
Yes.
yeah.
And I went to him with my result slip and message from Ibn Chambers that he said I should come and see you because he was traveling. And Madam Mosi took a letter and said he was going to pay for my fees for 2 years.
Wow.
And he did.
Wow.
He bought all my everything I needed for the next 2 years. And when I finished the school, I was sent to the North to go and do my national service.
That's a DBS?
DBS.
Okay.
When I went to him to do connection to change for me, he declined. He said, as for this, he won't do. And he asked me to go to the North and see how the country looks. And I think that's my best experience in life. Going to serve in the northern region, around Yendi, and seeing life, and having to ride on the back of bicycle to a village called Pansia, near Yendi. And my boys were all strolling on the back of bicycle for hours.
Your balls?
Yes.
Were swollen?
Yes, because I was sitting at the back of the bicycle.
Oh, okay.
With the head teacher riding from Yendi.
So the metal. Oh, sorry.
And when we got to the village, we saw a pool that the animals were drinking from.
The bicycle carrier.
Animals were drinking from the pool, and we went to see the chief. And while we were there, they brought us drinking water. I shed tears. I knew where the water had come from.
The same pool you had seen?
Absolutely. And we went to the class. There's one big classroom with 3 classes, or 4 classes inside the one classroom.
Okay.
Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, and 2 under a tree.
Me, I had 2. I had GSS 3 and SS1 in the same room, and I was the SS1 teacher.
I came back from
Then there was no electricity. Yeah.
I came back to the service bungalow and I cried.
Okay.
And I think that was the day I became a true Ghanaian. I said to myself, wherever I find myself, whatever is given to me as a state property, I will not allow my people to drink such water.
Wow.
That was the most profound experience in my life.
Mm.
And I thank Mr. Alhaji Rahim for insisting I should go and see. It was a life-changing moment for me. And today, that is the most impactful experience I had in my national service. Sadly, we were engulfed by the Concomban and Number War at the point of death.
Okay.
We had to run with the army cover from Yendi, 94. Nearly killed. So I have served this country very well at the point of using my life. We are here doing the same thing.
So after the service, what happened to you?
I came back to Accra. I was sent to a village near Bong to continue the service because we were evacuated. After that, went back to Accra Polytechnic, did my HND accounting. But in between, I had to work at a civil aviation then. Early morning, I go to work, do some work, and then come back to school. So I've done that for about 3 years. When I finished Accra Poly, I got a chance to work at civil aviation. I was working in the stores department, treasury. Those days, Wing Commander Andy Mansa was the DG. And then you have Wing Commander Fojo on the board. There were serious men on the board. Serious men on the board. So I've seen it a lot. Then I left to Denmark.
Okay.
Go and do BSc in international business. I was there for some time, moved to Germany, and then later on settled in the UK in 2000, where I did my HND, my ECCA, and then came back to Ghana.
So you charted?
I charted in 2022.
Okay.
No, 2002.
2002.
And then came back to Ghana to work briefly with the Sky Consort at Trust Towers, and was involved in developing the report for Buankra Inland Port.
Okay.
Ghana Shippers Council. And in fact, it's the Buankra Inland Port that got me a big job in the UK when I went back in 2004 years. I had a job as an analyst at the Transport for London, working as an investment analyst, and rose to become finance manager of risk and investment for 7 years. And I left at 2009, came back home just like that because I felt Ghana needs me more than UK. There are many in the UK who could do what I was doing, but not many will be doing what I'm doing in Ghana. So I felt I have to come home. So I took my family and came back to Ghana. And been working as a consultant for PPP projects. And indeed, the Ghana Card project, I don't know whether Honorable remembers, the day it was being approved, I was the one who sat on the left-hand side of Ken Atifa on the floor of Parliament.
Oh.
Yes.
2017.
Ajosafo was then the minority leader and also Minister for Procurement.
A majority leader. A Minister for Procurement. Minister of States. The Presidency in charge of procurement.
So you were consulting for?
I was working for the Margins Group.
Okay.
But then I was the center of the project. We did the financial modeling, the report. So any question on the Ghana Card, I could answer it.
Okay.
I remember. Because I was on the floor.
And I remember Haruna Idrisu, Adongo and co were firing at me left and right. And I'm glad that I was part of the team that delivered the Ghana Card project. And I believe that it is a fundamental, one single thing, that the achievement that this MPP government can tell that they delivered it to the end. It was started in 2014 all the way to 2018 when it was finally approved.
From 2014.
2014.
In fact, 2011.
2011, it was a foreigners card. We had a foreigners, was supposed to be a pilot of the bigger one. So we had the foreigners project that was delivered in 2012. And then there was an approval to extend that to the whole of Ghana. And I remember then the chairman of the committee of PBP was then Honorable, the guy who died. This PV Obing.
Okay.
The reason why the card is free today was because of PV Obing.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We went there with the model, which requires some payment. And he said there was no way he could approve it if Ghanaians were to pay for it.
That was the condition.
Yes. We had to go back and remodel, and then we were able to provide means of sustaining the project without the public paying for it. So for me, I think I have done what I have to do for this country.
So how did Global Info Analytics come about?
You know, after working as a consultant, I felt there was something missing in our body politics. Data, science, gap.
Okay.
Data, science, and strategy.
Okay.
Was completely missing. And that we allow the space to be dominated by issues not driven by science. And that we don't allow science to guide our campaign. We don't allow science to really drive the conversation between the public and the political class. So I felt this is something that I could do. But to do that, you need to have integrity. It's not a field you can go with the cupboards, skeleton in the cupboards.
You need integrity.
Integrity.
Okay.
And I knew I was clean. I was very sure that nobody will stand somewhere and put a finger that I've taken money. In my entire life, never taken a bribe. I feel I could do it. So I set up Global Info Analytics in March 2019. And we got some young people to work with me, young girls and young boys, to start, thinking around that time, doing polls and trying to put ourselves in the market space to do other research for market businesses, because you can't run just as a polling company for this after election in this life. So we had to have a broader objective, which include risk forecasting, market research, customer service, employees engagement service, and so on and so forth. But adding the political opinion poll to it. And that was supposed to be our CSR, our corporate social responsibility as a company. That's all we could do to help the country. So we put money into it, funding it every 90 days to make sure that we're able to educate people. And then that also included making the data available to the media free of charge. And that space, or that free media content, would put our name on the market as a...
That's solid investment.
Absolutely. In fact, the first project we got from one of the big global clients, the client went on internet and searched market research. And because we have been in the news over time, we became higher on the Google search. That's how the client found us. And since that project, we've been financially sustainable because we don't have to rely on my personal contribution to fund those projects. So we now have resources as a company from our own resources to do our CSR. Otherwise, we'd have to stop at a point. And I'm glad we have done that, because if you look at this election cycle, the discussions have moved on from hearsay to data. And for me, that was what I was looking to achieve, and I've done that.
Okay, so we'll come to look at how you actually conduct this political research. But I want you to watch this from my friend and brother, and then we'll get back to you.
Political research. Musa Dankwa, you are disgracing political research. What is this? Where is this coming from? What is this? Musa Dankwa, you are disgracing political research. We don't like that. If you didn't study political science and you're going to learn it from some cocoa place, don't come and embarrass us. Steve Ayan Odo is an NDC man, but he will be embarrassed by this. What kind of research is this? What is this? Musa Dankwa, what is this? Oh, please, let me political research. Musa Dankwa, you are disgracing political research. What is this? Where is this coming from? What is this? Musa Dankwa, you are disgracing political research. We don't like that. If you didn't study political science and you're going to learn it from some cocoa place, don't come and embarrass us. Steve Odo will be, Steve Odo is an NDC man, but he will be embarrassed by this. What kind of research is this? What is this? Musa Dankwa, what is this? Oh.
What did you do? What did you do to irritate Paul so much? What did you do to embarrass political science so much? What did you do wrong?
I really don't know what I did, but I.
But that was your work on the touchscreen.
Yes, you see, we were saying that the man was going to win certain places, and they found that to be ridiculous. It defies the logic that they understood to be. But we knew what we knew. So for them, it couldn't be factual. It must have been driven by somebody giving you money to throw up certain things in the media. And obviously, if you follow trend and you believe in trend and you are those who stick to the past, you wouldn't believe what we were saying. And indeed, the whole country, most people didn't believe in what we were saying. We knew what we know. We had engaged thousands of Ghanaians. And we were not shy to stick with something that is not normal. But I didn't come to appease or please anyone. Once the facts are there, I put it out there, and I don't gloss my numbers. I don't play with words to make it look good. If it's bad, it's bad. So they found that to be very, very repulsive, and we didn't change the way we were doing things. I think that was the reason why he went berserk and attacked everything that we stood for. I understand him. He had to do that.
You understood him?
Yes.
How?
What do you mean?
Look, I've watched Paul's program sometimes. Objectivity is not what he brings to what he does.
Okay, that's your opinion.
That's my opinion, yes. So I didn't take him serious. In fact, last week, they called me to come and contribute to the program. I declined. So I wouldn't be part of that kind of platform.
No, but Randy, to be fair, you may disagree with somebody, like in the politics. Myself and my brother here, we belong to the two opposing sides. That doesn't mean that you should set out or to denigrate somebody in that manner. I didn't watch the program. Yes, you are at liberty.
No, he was expressing his opinion. No. That's the way he speaks sometimes, so it's not a problem.
So it's okay for politicians to speak like that, and it won't be a problem.
By people, you say that all the time.
Oh, really? It's only a saying that they will speak like that. Nobody just speaks like that.
Do you know?
It's only a saying that they will speak like that.
Do you know a man called Katie Hammond?
I've heard of him.
Okay. So Google, just check. Google him.
Okay.
Google him. You find quite a few videos.
Okay.
Yes, Musa, let me hear you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't please everyone, and we're not here to please anyone. In fact, so it didn't hurt me. I knew we will be vindicated one day, and that day will come. And I always say to people that no matter how mad you think we are, vindication lies in the womb of time.
That I 100% agree with you.
So let's understand the polling for 2024 elections. How did you start it? What did you do? What was it about? All the things you did. Run us through it.
You know, you don't reinvent the wheel if it's already there.
Okay.
I've been a watcher of the US polls for several years. And indeed, from 2020 US elections, Al Gore lost against George Bush. I've been reading every poll in the US. Not this headline, the comprehensive report. And why they do certain things.
Is it a Gallup one?
I do Gallup, I do Zombie poll, I do Rasmussen, I do so many polls from various leaning political groups.
Okay.
Because they differ the way they approach their sampling methodology and approach. But something is very common among them. It is transparency in your methodology, consistency, and also the willingness to refine your approach when there's a new development or emerging issues. So if you look at US polling, it had been in the past telephone poll, fixed landline. And it got to a time that they were getting numbers wrong. Because the generation has changed. More people have moved to mobile telephone.
No longer
yellow pages. So they have to refine. And in fact, if you call telephone lines, you get old people, pensioners, who are at home doing nothing. So they were getting the polling numbers wrong. Then they begin to adapt and refine. If you look at what we've done in this cycle, we have done field poll, we've done telephone poll, and we have combined the two methodologies. And in fact, we realize that the outcomes are not different. We stick to our methodology, regardless of the criticisms. But one thing we apply consistently is the randomness. Randomness in survey is absolutely critical.
What do you mean by that?
Look, you don't target people. Random sampling in the field. When you go to the field, you don't target a group of people, be it Muslims or Christians. Be at a point or a junction where everybody will have a chance of being interviewed. That we insisted. We train our field officers to be mindful of this. Once these things are adhered to in the field, trust me, you'll be accurate. We also tell them that, look, we are in this country. People have leaning MPP, leaning NDC, and so on and so forth. Our field officers are not angels. They are Ghanaians. And Ghanaians are divided between MPP, NDC, and floating voters, and others. But we always tell them that the purpose of this job is to be truthful to your own party and to the country. So it doesn't matter what you feel or how you feel about the situation. Put your integrity first. Once your truth is out, your party can act on it. If you lie to them, you'll be misleading them. So the training aspect is very important for us. We train them. So the philosophy of the company and the culture of the company requires that no matter what party color you are carrying, once you walk in there, you are neutral. So those things are...
You're impartial.
We're impartial.
Right.
Look, nobody can say that I don't have a feeling for A or B or C. But do not allow that feeling to interfere in the way you collect data, you analyze it, you interpret it, and you present it. That must be a clear line between these two. And that we have consistently done that. So it's about having these principles inculcated in the people you work with, sharing the same belief, leading them from the front, at times from behind. Sometimes I go to the field myself. I went to the Kuku in the field, interview people to hear what they are telling me. So I don't just look at numbers. I have the feeling for numbers, what the numbers mean, and how people express those numbers, and what kind of language do they express it. What kind of sentiment did they show?
In the demeanor.
The demeanor. We knew the anger was there because we have spoken to over 300,000 Ghanaians in the last 6 months.
Wow.
Not everything we do, we put out there. Some are private clients, but that information we have, we're able to use that intelligently to understand what is going on across the country. Raw data. And we kind of invested in technology. We subscribed to a polling app that is used by big companies in the US and the UK. 2 apps. One could cost, in fact, $20,000 a year subscription. But we know that we have to invest in this to be where we want to be. And I think we've done that very well. And that's the reason why we were able to precisely say what is going to happen. And also, look, I don't believe in headline numbers. I believe in what we call the crosstabs.
What are these?
The crosstabs are, in fact, if somebody is a fake poster, ask him to give you a crosstab report, and they can't. The crosstab report relies on the raw data from the field. So I could tell you how many Ghanaians are MPP who have junior high school qualification.
An armchair researcher can't.
Yes, they can't. I can tell you how many MPP voters who voted in 2020 who said they won't vote for Baumia, but Chada. Those are cross-stats. So we understood the data at the very rudimental level. We knew that in Greater Accra, 25% of people who voted for Ronaldo in 2020 have shifted their votes to Mahama in the MPP strongholds. Which means that if you do the average across the region, it could be higher. So then we knew that any MP whose margin in 2020 is less than 25% in that stronghold could be engulfed by flames. So this is a level of detail we go to understand data very well. Region by region, by constituency, even electoral area by electoral area. Some of the MPs we did work for, we gave them report for every electoral area.
So explain this. You said some of the MPs you did work for. Does it mean that individual candidates?
Yes, came to us.
They came to you?
Yes. Both MPP and NDC.
And you charged them?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not for free.
Because that's not part of your CSR?
No.
Okay.
That's a private job.
Okay.
Those ones, we don't discuss the content of that report.
Okay.
Confidential. That's it. So we are able to tell you which electoral area you have issues in.
Did those people approach you after some of the works you had published?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And one thing we never do is to do cold calling. Call MP that, oh, we can do this for you, do this for you. Because you see, when you call them and they don't give you the job, they will turn back and say you were poaching them because they didn't give them the job. You were doing the poll against them. We have never followed up on a job. If you call us a politician to give you a quote, once the quote is sent to you, we will never do a follow-up.
Were you ever approached by the MPP to work for them?
I have the right to remain silent.
You won't answer it.
I won't answer that one.
Okay. Were you ever approached by the NDC to work for them? As a party, not candidates.
We'll never answer that.
You won't answer that.
He wants to remain silent. He wants to have the right to remain silent.
Have you ever had an entity, either a person or an organization, approach you and ask you to do polling to favor them or want you to publish results in a particular direction? Have you ever been approached to do that?
Then I can say yes, but I won't tell you which side.
But it's a political party?
No, a key figure.
A key figure of a political party?
Yes.
Okay. So why did you refuse? The money wasn't good?
It's against our ethics. I mean, and I told the person that he shouldn't have even called me in the first place, because he knows who I am.
Now, I was listening to Baba Sadiq. And your poll suggested that he was going to lose to Patrick Boama. And that Patrick Boama's constituency was perhaps the safest MPP seat in Accra.
Absolutely, that's what.
Yes. And when I heard him say that, I knew he was being truthful because you had said same to me.
Yes.
Okay. But he then went on to say that instead of being disappointed and disillusioned, he got in touch with you.
Yes, he did.
To find out details about the research. Why was he not going to win? What was it that was going in for Patrick? And on the basis of all the information that he had, he went
to work
on it. Was that true?
Absolutely true. Patrick Boama, in fact, if there was any shocking result that came to me, it was Patrick Boama. But after thinking through, I knew what NDC did. And then I'll give you 4 or 5 MPs who are in the same soup
as Baba Sadiq.
Baba Sadiq or Patrick Boama.
Okay.
Patrick Boama was getting about 20% support from NDC voters.
Prior to 2024?
Prior to the election that was held recently.
Yes.
Yes.
20% NDC vote?
NDC vote.
Okay.
In Techiman South.
Yes.
Ajay Kosa was getting over 30% support of NDC people. 30%.
Martin.
Ajay Kosa. If you go to Sojaman, Pius, about 25% of NDC were backing him. Hawa Kumsin was getting 25% or more of NDC voting for her. So it put them in a very solid position because NDC in those places were divided.
Okay.
Now what NDC did was, I think strategy they probably did very well. Tell their people, have you seen what is happening in the parliament? If you vote for these guys, this is what Mama will face. And I think they whipped NDC guys in line. And the moment NDC guys left these candidates, they were exposed. Combine that with the lower turnout of MPP's own people, it means you have no leg to stand on.
So let's just go back to what I asked you and we're talking about. So an MP sees your work. It is either for or against the person.
Yes.
The person contacts your organization. You are able to share the insights, the details with them.
In fact, we have what we call the public one is free.
Okay.
But the comprehensive report requires resources to gather them. So that we charge them for giving them the comprehensive report.
Okay.
Which breaks the entire result into electoral area by electoral area.
Okay.
Demography by demography.
Okay.
That is not free. They come and pay and they go with it.
Okay. So people who believe in research and want to use research will then come to you for that.
Yes.
And then they are able to look at, maybe do as what, and then decide on what they want to do.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, a person in a constituency where the MPP candidate is getting about 25 or 20% of his party's votes will then see that information.
Yes.
And knows that if he's able to whip his people in line,
yes,
at least he can reduce this considerably.
Absolutely.
And enhance his chances.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
If you look at Asojaman,
yes,
that is what they did to save the MP there.
Thomas.
Yes. And
we all went in.
The demography of those who were backing him were clearly the Votarians. So you can't send
because of his
proximity to the voter regime
because
border.
of his ethnic background.
Yes.
No,
I'm talking about Pius's ethnic background.
Yes, you agree.
And also the proximity to the voter regime as a bordering constituency.
Because Amayao had capitalized on that to win that seat.
Yes.
Because his mother. Yes.
So when they saw that, they sent all the NDC guys on voter regime to go and really save the guy. And
so if he had not gone for those details,
he wouldn't have
known what exactly was.
He was losing.
He was losing.
He was losing. The
He
nitty-gritties.
was losing.
He was losing. You know, he's my neighbor.
Yes.
So those kind of details are very informative. And look, even for investment in campaigning, if you don't have these details, where do you go and spend money?
And those details are not part of what you publish for us to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you must know that look, you have only 100 cities for campaigning. About 10 electoral areas are the biggest hurdle or problem that you have. Why should you spend the money in the remaining 80 that you are okay? So you are flying blindly without polls. The polls keeps you focused on the issues, on the locations, and demography. With that, even if your party is struggling, you outperform your party.
Now, what is it that has happened to Ghana with this election?
You know, I think people were thinking we were mad. And there were posts that I put on my social media handle. 10th November, we went to Sekendi, Esikado, Takrady. Look, we've realized that 35% of voters in this MPP heartland were saying they were voting for JM. 35% MPP heartland in the is it Takrady metropolis, including Shama. Look, no party can afford this kind of swing from their own heartland and would win. So we said that look, if what we are seeing here is correct, we've seen similar thing in Greater Accra. If this transpires, we could see a landslide. It was my Facebook post 10th November. People were saying, oh, this will be very close. We knew the election would not be close. We had enough data to see that this election would not be close. So we were quite confident in what we were saying. Even as the whole world was against us. We didn't change position because some people were saying other things. No. We were happy. We stood where we stood. And with the parliamentary seats, look, we deliberately avoided publishing these details on the internet or anywhere in the world. Because we knew if this had gone out, there would have been chaos on December 7th. Because MPs who know they were losing will move heaven and hell to change situations. So for security reasons, we decided to keep this one till 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, so release at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
What for that reason?
On Saturday.
Yes.
No.
Polls have closed.
And counting has already been done.
Counting has been done.
You have little. We didn't know the results of those constituencies at that time. But we felt if we don't do this, we will say that we were lying. We didn't know anything. We didn't do anything. So we give everywhere. In fact, we give NDC 150.
In fact, your initial public communication on this was that you will release this poll at 5 p.m.
Yes.
When it closes. Why did the 5 p.m. change to 8?
I spoke to somebody, an expert as well in security. The person advised that it should be 9 o'clock, and I said 9 is too late. But then now you know some few MPs would have fallen. I didn't want that to mar the projections that we do. Elsewhere in the UK, 5 o'clock people, the results will come out. But there, nobody will go and do any machinations. But here, look at the chaos in collation centers. It's because they know they are losing. So we delay this enough to avoid it being used to create national security problem for the country. And I think, for that reason, I think I'm quite happy with what we did. And if you look at the results of what we put out there, we were saying NDC 150, MPP I think 100. And we have about 26 which we said toss-up. And if you are in toss-up and you are a ruling government, it is very unlikely you can defend them.
Okay.
But the wind of change is blowing and your guys could be vulnerable. If you look at all those toss-up seats, I think most of them MPP lost them.
What did you get wrong in this poll?
First, Patrick Buama.
Okay.
But some of them that we got wrong, it was we didn't get them wrong. We knew it, but we couldn't publicly put them there because it was as a result of private job.
Because the candidates in those areas had come
exactly
to you
for work
and taking the data,
and we knew what was happening there.
But so, you couldn't publish the work you've done for a private.
Absolutely.
So what a political party will do on the basis of what you have said is to contract you to do work for all 276. Then you won't be able to publish anything.
No.
Okay.
We do our own. And when we do our own, put it in public. So if it's of interest to us, look, one of the things we do, we have code of ethics. We have a document that says code of ethics, how we work in global info. If you come to us as a competing client, we will not serve you at the same time. Okay. We allow cool-off period to happen before we go to the next client too. Because we don't want to think that we have gathered the same data, put them for you. We don't do that. And we will tell you that once we take that area as a keen interest and we go there, nothing stops us from discussing what we have paid for in where you live.
Oh, okay. So what do you do when, let's say, the MPP and NDC candidates for the same constituency contract you?
Not at the same time. There will be 1 month cool-off period. When we serve NDC, we leave 1 month to expire before we can go for another client in the same place.
Okay. But you give them the information?
Yes.
What they do with it is their business?
It's their problem.
Okay. Right. Let me bring the two in. Roxy, let me start off with you. You heard him?
Yes. Let me start from my last point.
Okay.
It dovetails into what he said. And let me comment on number 2 forcing and Abuja, especially the leadership. Right from about the beginning of this year, at nearly every caucus meeting, after all the discussions, when we get to AOB, they will tell you to look for Musa Dankwa's research and pay attention to the issues he's raising in those of you that is prioritized. Because the studies were done in such a way that not all the constituencies, you will randomly select and poll them. So colleagues who got polled, they will demand that you take the data and pay attention to it as published. So I am happy that some went behind the scenes to contact him for the raw data. And he was doing periodic polling, was reviewing the situation. So I think he was releasing data or publication on these matters every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks. So constantly we were urged, say pay attention to where he thinks that you were running short, and go back and deal with the people and make sure you reverse the disequilibrium. So we want to thank them for that. The landslide winning was not accidental. It was deliberate work. Then 2, sometime early this year, I got called by Speaker after a very terrible situation on the floor. Stalemate. We just couldn't make a headway because of split of ideas and opinions on a matter. So I was there, and Speaker, they sent for me and said, Speaker is looking for you. Oh, I'm rushing to the constituency. He said he wants to see you because he was traveling that evening. So I came back to see him. There was a long queue. I sat there for like 3 hours. I thought they said the old man was looking for me. They said yes, they said you should wait. Eventually he saw me around 9:30 p.m. When he had summoned me around 5:30, 6 p.m. He said, look, my son, we must be careful. So he started. He said, this year's election, if we do not work to win seats that we have never won before, that is how you silence your opponents, political opponents. When they see that you have won seats that you have never won before, the agitation from their side dwindles. So he asked me to identify 15 seats we've never won before and to sponsor, including Thomas Central. So Speaker set out to actually look for these seats, these constituencies, and ensure that the proper campaigns were done, the proper sponsorship went, proper monitoring for these seats to be delivered. He says the main ones he will leave them for leadership at the party, but this was his pet project. So it is not surprising that the General Secretary is able to rattle the number of constituencies that we have won for the first time. It was up to Speaker. The people may not have known Speaker's rule, but he took this as a pet project and delivered them. Then, the issue of paying attention to data. I think that the NDC itself also paid attention to the report, apart from what the caucus was doing. The party, Kua Party in Adabraka, also paid attention to what Musa was publishing. So, Randy, you will realize that from about April, we stopped talking too much. NDC were no longer doing press conferences, we were no longer... No. We went underground. All the pieces were sent underground.
Victory brings bragging.
I'm telling because I was part of the process.
Right.
Don't tell you that this month. No, Rosslyn, don't talk. Don't go and say anything. You guys just keep working. Don't say anything about this. Because opposition was supposed to be holding press conferences on practically everything. We're supposed to just be raising the temperature and talking. They say no. Pay attention.
In fact, at the point you were being accused of not taking advantage of many scandals.
Thank you. Because they were told that we are.
I disagreed because I thought that people were just used to a particular way of communicating these scandals. But the scandals were being talked about anyway, but in a different way.
Yes. So we were asked to go to the people and talk about them to our constituents. Micromanage them.
Ablakwa was doing like 2 per month.
Yes.
Are you sure?
But that was his...
On the average.
Yes.
Don't broadcast.
But you see, we asked to go and micromanage the information down there. Don't go hold high-falutin sounding press conferences and raise the temperature and leave it there. Go and keep the matters afloat in the constituencies. These LGBT matters, don't stay in Accra alone. Go to the hinterland with the matter. Let the people understand what is going on. The scandals, the Pualugu $11.9 million when nothing was done. Go to the people and talk about them. Don't raise the matter on the streets of Accra. So strategy was very important. So we want to thank him. And that's why I said that he needs to be awarded the Star of the Order of the Voter for the work we've done. Randy, I also want to thank the party leadership for giving us the opportunity to work in the manner that we did to deliver the seats. Sometimes when you have overwhelming numbers like this, issues of managing the expectations coming. I hope that all the nearly 190 MPs or seats that we command in Parliament will be managed in such a way that we'll move forward in a very cohesive manner and deliver the mandate. Finally, my constituents, Pekik Palikpeve, I want to say good morning to them for renewing my mandate. I promise to up the game, up the tempo, and deliver on expected projects that have lagged behind for some time, and also lobby for more. I'm sure 4 years from now, our situation will be more transformational in Southern than it is now. And I thank them for the opportunity. Yes.
Randy, I am a political realist.
Yes.
If you pay close attention to all, and I was careful with the choice of my words, during the Ken must go period,
crisis here,
I kept saying, and you can go back and check, I kept saying, we've done this today in the interest of MPP.
Of the party, yeah.
Because if this press conference has not taken place today, we have total annihilation staring our faces in 2024.
You said so.
I kept using this word, total annihilation. What had happened to John Mahama in 2016 was bound to happen to us in 2024.
Well, you said it would be worse.
Yes, I kept saying, I'm not Musa Dankwa. I'm not a great mathematician. I was weak at maths. Understand? But political experience and studies, analysis. And as a politician myself who have gone for elections, Randy, my polling station was a clear indication on Saturday that NPP had lost massively.
Really?
Subi is the heart of Kumasi. As a parliamentary candidate for the 2016-2020, my polling station is just down about 2 minutes walk from my office, my private office in Kumasi. So when I go to Kumasi on Saturday, I had my usual watching, right? And then I say, 8 o'clock. I normally start I will go and vote at 8 o'clock sharp. And then I will do the inspection of the 169 polling stations. I have 170. Mine also. There was 2 there, so 168. Normally when I get there, I have about 200-300 people massed up, yes, ready to vote. When I got there on Saturday at 8 o'clock, there were about 50 people, 50. So I said the driver should take me to a couple of polling stations. And because I border Asukwa, I also went to Asukwa. And there were no queues. So quickly I went to
scenarios.
Yes, I went to the MP's platform and said to Sheila Battels, MP for Ablekumanok, I think she was in charge of the get out the vote. I said, Sheila, please get the volunteers to go and get people out to come, because
go around.
The elections I have contested as a candidate, and what I witnessed in March on Saturday,
crisis.
We are in crisis. You see, but my worst fears, Randy, have been confirmed at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. I was not paying attention to Busarangwa. I was paying because I have the 4 markets in Kumasi, the 4 big markets. They are my constituency, right? That constituency, my mom was born there 84 years ago, right? So all my uncles, so that was just like my hometown. Yeah. So everything I get to hear, and when the traders start complaining, because they know the MPP is a better manager of the economy. So when the MPP is in power, their problems were assorted. But you could see they were not ready to vote. They were not ready to come out to vote. That shock, that sent a shock through, my spine. And then when I got to Accra, I was driving home. They all live in Zekuku. So I was driving. Where are the queues? So when I got home, the first that was switch the TV on, I started making calls. I said, look, this election we are in crisis. But Randy, I was not expecting the magnitude of defeat. I was not. I thought John would probably do 148, 150, take Parliament, win convincingly. I was not expecting a second round. I was not. I was expecting that he would win hands down because from what I had witnessed in Kumasi and Accra, I thought, no, this one, it won't work for us. Then that fell. So when I got to Accra, I kept telling people, like they were referring to Okujeto. Okujeto is a minority MP. He's doing these don't broadcast against our party, and we don't respond to them.
You don't have a response.
No, but Randy, why don't you have a response?
Because it's true.
Fine. So the middle classes in our country, they were hoodwinked. I don't say they bought into what Okujeto was doing and punished us.
You shouldn't have done it. If you didn't do it, you have nothing to broadcast.
Well, but I'm saying that that is what.
But his point is that there's an official response.
Yes.
What are you going to respond to?
Oh well, look, Randy, he comes out. He puts something out.
You have been caught.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, so now we must also, in the interest of this country, advise John Mahama. He has one of the largest. He has the largest majority
ever.
But managing expectations. Comes from Parliament.
Right.
John will fall or rise by Parliament. Mark my words. John Mahama, with this victory, he will fall or rise by Parliament. You mark my words.
Explain that.
Yeah, huh?
Explain that.
Oh, but you've seen it. You've seen it. You have 169 MPs, right? You can't make all of them ministers or deputy ministers, but at least you must know that once they are an MP, they have brought something to the table. By canvassing for you. Because every MP, when I was a candidate in 2016, 2020, my main interest, Eugene, your votes, Ekufuadu's votes. Because Ekufuadu wins as president, I know I'll become a minister. So as I'm looking after mine, I have an eye on his.
Securing his.
You understand? So we are fighting 2 elections in the constituency in one day. So when we come to Parliament, 169, and Randy, this person is not made a committee chair. He's not made a board chairman. And these appointments are coming from outside to the detriment of people who use their resources to campaign for you to
But they are not the only people who campaign.
I'm coming. I'm making a point. But you see, they are the first category that you have to look at. But they are your MPs. And the Constitution says majority from Parliament.
Yes. And President Mahama says he will do 60.
Okay, fine. The 60.
So a minimum of 31 from
the 60
Parliament.
fine. You can do that. You can do your board chairs because when there are so many agencies too.
So many.
But we know everything. We've been to
But an MP cannot be a CEO.
No, but you can be a board chair.
Yeah, or a board member.
A board member. You understand? All these things must be looked at because you see, once the noise starts from the chamber, you're on your way out because they don't have the enthusiasm.
Or you are in crisis.
Yes, you don't have the enthusiasm to go out there and work for the party or the government. Now, Babi record, when we come, you see NDC fully packed. Our side, sometimes you are even like 20 people behind Afenyo. Why? You always say, oh, I'm going to fight for my own. Why should I come and waste my time?
But when Che was there, people were coming.
No. Well, you were coming, yes, possibly. But you see, the latter days, people have interest elsewhere. And then, beyond that, after looking, that's my advice to John Mahama. I don't have to advise me, he knows. But if he loses Parliament, he's out. Then the whole party will go. We told some people, they didn't believe us. Some people said, constituency my foot. Today, they are biting. Yes. Already. There's someone called
Sir?
And someone called constituency my foot. Somebody goes and gets 78% for Kufuadu. And get about 75% for himself. And the quarter constituency my foot.
Really?
Arrogance.
Sir?
Arrogance. Also, coalition, the police station can't be that. Like I said, because the part of the home. Andy,
yes.
Now let me advise my party elders. We need to start our rebuilding. You see, otherwise, this venting, we are capping, it will go on all the way for the next 2 years. We cannot wait for the police station elections in 2026. We can't.
And that's the next thing.
Yes, because they came in 2022. We can't afford it. The team-led executive must set up and call for an emergency next meeting. They must bring out their timetable Maybe if there are constitutional amendments, let's go and deal with it. If we don't have a timetable for elections, because you see, we need to put the structures in place and look forward to electing the flag bearer right away to give the party direction. You understand? Otherwise, we are coming on. We are afraid, Mama, this person, I went and sat in the for 6 hours, he didn't see me. You hear all that every day. So may I say that between now and end of January, we should allow people to vent. You understand? They should all vent. And after that, we can come together and go for a national executive or national council meeting and with a clear time frame of when these guys are exiting, right? And pave the way for all the party officers, all the internal elections will take place, apart from, of course, presidential and parliamentary, which will go probably in 2026, so that we can begin to give the new base a direction. Otherwise, Massa will be in trouble. Because Mahama has honeymoon probably for the next 18 months. Ghanaians will bear with him. You understand? Because he's going to come out now also with, there's nothing there. We chew the bone to the marrow. There's no marrow in the bone. We chew all sorts of things will come up. But what is important is that what are we going to do as opposition? What you must do is you must begin to rebuild the party. So this is the reflection moment. Everybody can vent. Everybody can say what they have to say. We must all come to an end after the end of January. February, serious business. You understand? We can always bring the dates forward for our elections, the internal elections, the polling station, the electoral area, the constituency, the region, the national. Let's do all that by end of next year. You understand? So there's a new team in place to give direction. Then we are looking at going to select the flag bearer and then the parliamentary candidates around 2026-2027. That is fine. If you don't do that, and we've seen it with Nana Akufo-Addo. Anytime he lost an election, we will live for 2 years, and there will be so much confusion. Now we know clearly that the chairmanship, the leadership of the party has reverted to the national chairman. It's always the case. So he should sit down and count the timetable. There's no need for anybody to start saying, let's wait.
How do you then deal with those who left the party? Some having left, but they obviously sitting on the fence. There are some who
I'm sure
things against the party.
I'm sure if you allow all of them to vent, Randy, and once the ventilation is over, they all come back because they were probably unhappy with one thing or the other. And I keep saying, you cannot.
And the venting will include some of those who you are accusing, because they probably too, if you speak to them, they might also say that they also have things to say.
Oh, if you have things to say, you see, it's about leadership. If I mention people, I mention because they have leadership and responsible positions to put things right. I'm not saying it because I enjoy mentioning their names.
Right.
Akufo-Addo has been the leader of our party since 2007 December. I was his polling agent in Legon on that fateful day. Since that day, till 11th of November or so, when Bawumia was elected, Akufo-Addo has been the leader of this party. So how can we not blame him for what has happened?
That's about 17 years.
17 years. Nobody, from Buzia through all the way to Nanado, has had the opportunity of leading this party for 17 years. So when these people are saying, we should be talking, why should we be talking? LPP is a public institution of human beings. Do you want them to sit and rather go and vote against you like we witnessed? Or you want them to vent and after all we bring them back and build a party? Which one do you prefer? So we cannot talk about the defeat, the seismic defeat of our party, the seismic defeat of our party in the yesterday poll without mentioning Akufo-Addo's name. And some of the things that his family members have done to people of this party.
Your knowledge in geography is sound.
We have to talk about it. Otherwise, we are not going to make progress. We cannot make progress. If any MPP, 1 million people who can sit and say, for 18 years, the matter has been leader, 17 years, I'm leader of this party, but it's okay, don't talk about it. Let's move on. How are we going to move on? People will then go back and start planning and plotting and voting against the party. So, I told you, MPP, we need an open heart surgery where people must be allowed to vent. And then when that's all done, you can then go back and rebuild the party. It's necessary in politics. The Conservative Party is doing it in Britain. I'm sure the Democrats will also start soon in the US. After going through an election, when you lose, that's what you do to bring people on board. You understand? You cannot say that we can't talk about it. When we lost in 2000, you didn't blame Kufuor. There are people who are talking today and who think that Kufuor should not be blamed. They didn't know the same people blame Kufuor. Didn't they write articles against Kufuor for building a Jubilee House, for building airplanes?
The candidates.
He didn't support, so he sabotaged. Didn't hear all these things. Now, we are going to talk. We are going to build a party, and we cannot build this party without mentioning Kufuor's name, because he's been leader for 17 years. He was in opposition for 8, government for 8. How can you discount him? Then we shouldn't talk at all. We are going to talk about it. And nobody claims that he loved Kufuor more than me. I've made sure he became president of this country. When people doubted him, I made sure I was one of his front runners.
True.
In this country. True. Sat here, 4 people made him president. So who loves him more than me? I will talk. So those who think that Muna party is their own palabra. Well, if we don't talk, Massa, in so much we have no idea.
Sir?
People who went to University of Ghana with my father could, in their 80s, 84, 85, they will call you when you go to them. They show you what DDEP has done to their bonds. Whoa. Quietly. Their pension. They do know what I'm hearing. They should come. They should come. They start coming on social media to insult. People who have lost serious investments. We shouldn't talk about that. Then how are we going to build a party? But only how are we going to build it? Tell me. When Mahama lost, what insults did he chop from his own NDC people? Those who were contesting with him to become flag bearer. Didn't they insult him? That he has caused the parties to waste defeat? Didn't you hear it in this country? Yeah. So some people can be criticized, others cannot be criticized. And because you are better. Better about what? We are going to talk about it. And it's allowed in politics. We must talk about it and let people feel relieved so that they are happy to come back for us to rebuild the party. Right. Well, we need everybody to rebuild the party.
Okay. So Musa, from the data, I want us to deal with 2 issues. The first one, look at this, what I'm going to put on the screen now. And everybody is talking about low voter turnout. There appears to be a certain pattern. But this is the worst of that pattern. Yeah. So we'll put it and we will see that pattern. And then you will speak to it for us. Really? And perhaps see if there's a certain explanation.
What else did you say? You don't sleep
so this,
when you and I are talking.
So this is it. So this is about, we take 92 out. That's an outlier. Yeah. So from 96, it appears that the second term, there's always a low turnout. Yes. So you see that 2000 was the second term when President Kufuor won. So that was the election after the second term of President Rawlings. So you see that we did 63%. Meanwhile, 96, we had done 78.2. Then President Kufuor's first term, we went up to 85. Then the second term, it dropped to 69. Then 2012 was the second term for NDC. In fact, after first term, that was the election that President John Mahama won. Yes, 79.4. That was the turnout. Now, if you look at the 2016 election, which was the second term for NDC, it dropped to 66.6%. Now, Nana Akufo-Addo's first term, so it moved 2020 election, it moved to 79.5. Now, the second term syndrome again, it drops to 60.9. However, if you look at all those, so you establish a pattern of it dropping anytime after 8 years, the 8-year drops. But this drop is also unprecedented.
It's the lowest of the drops.
First of all, what explains this? Because the pattern is clearly there. Yeah. You can see it. So what explains this? And then what is it about the 2024 one? Because it looks like 2024 is breaking all records.
Okay.
It's giving us a 2/3 parliament, never happened. It's giving us, from 96, it's giving us a presidential walloping we've never seen. It's giving, a complete annihilation. What is it?
When it comes to the second term, or the end of the second term of any government,
yes,
naturally people feel that, yeah, you've done your lot,
yes,
and you have to go. So that syndrome is dead. Now, that doesn't give your party base the energy to go out and vote. So there's a bit of apathy, or they know that it's a fait accompli. You can't make it, so I won't bother. We're going to lose it. Now, you've seen in recent times, in 2016, what happened to NDC in their strongholds. In fact, you go into the queue by midday, and you find that turnout is not what it was last time. Then you know you are in trouble. It normally happens to the incumbent government stronghold. Then you look at 2024. Data from January had shown that we'll have higher number of apathy, higher number of voter apathy, yes. And we're able to pinpoint which regions will suffer the most. I haven't seen the regional breakdown data yet, but I don't think it's going to be off from what we saw. Leading the pack in as late as November was Eastern region, where for every 100 people you select, say they won't vote, 25 are from the Eastern region. And we've seen how MPP dropped in Eastern region.
Yes.
In fact, I said to somebody that the drop in Eastern region will be much more catastrophic than Ashanti region. It made NDC come very close.
Yes.
In the Eastern region. Then you have Ashanti region as one, a second in a row. Also MPP stronghold. And then Greater Accra. Look, between Accra, Ashanti, and Eastern, about 55% of MPP supporters live in these three regions. Yes. Greater Accra, Ashanti region, and Eastern region.
65%.
Close to 55.
55.
To 60, yes.
Yes.
And if you look at, you map those who said they will not vote. You map Accra into two. Stronghold of NDC, they are queuing to vote. MPP areas, Omotifie. You take from here, Okaikwe North. Even though NDC was it's not traditional NDC seat. Okaikwe South, Okaikwe Central, Trobu, Anya, Domi Kwabenya. In fact, about 37 constituencies in Ghana that contributes about 100,000 each. About 22% of them, 22 are in Greater Accra, and mostly MPP stronghold.
One of the constituencies that made people think that you were fake was Domi Kwabenya. Yes.
Look, I live in that constituency, and I understand not just the politics, also the demography of the constituency. And I think that some of the party researchers, they focus on the political elections and outcomes. Look at the census figures in every constituency. Census, it gives you a warning shot. You see, in the constituency that's already built up, there won't be any growth coming from anywhere unless people are burst in. And in fact, you can tell where people have burst into constituency by comparing to the number of people in the census figure. Naturally, people don't, the growth of population to vote doesn't go beyond 3%. No, it doesn't. When you see excessive number, it's either unnatural or it's been orchestrated. But in Domi Kwabenya, the part that is growing is the Abroaji part of the constituency. Abokobi, Akboman, those areas. People are still moving in. So you have demographic people growing. But in the Domi Kwabenya, Domi area, it's already built up, settled already. There's no growth coming. So before you realize, in about 10 years, that side of the community would outnumber those living in the built-up areas. Then you realize that you lose Domi Kwabenya in any election. Secondly, the key to winning that constituency is unity between the Okweis and Safus.
It has been reduced to that.
Yes. Because you see, we done a poll that 3 times this year. No, from 2022, 2023, and 2024. When you plug in Safu against Akurugu and Okwe, Akurugu leads with a lower margin. When you pull out Safu and you leave Okwe and Akurugu wins. Why? There are people who are loyal to Safu who don't vote for Makokwe. And I said, I think some time back, that for him to win the constituency, he needs SAFU on his campaign trail. I said that. Once SAFU is still on your campaign trail, you will not win Domi Kobenya.
Tribal?
Not tribal. Loyalty. You see, 45% of the winning margin from Domi Kobenya comes from Taifa North and Taifa South. 45% of their winning margin they brag with in the constituency come from Taifa North, Taifa South. Who lives there? Safu Kantanka in this church.
Oh.
I don't know. So you can't be at loggerheads with them. You will lose.
Church is like 30% of the base.
You will lose. So mathematically it was there, but they weren't seeing it. So in fact, it was, even though it was big in terms of size, I knew the dynamics meant that that seat would be lost. So I was quite confident in saying that that seat will go.
Now, so let me wrap up with you on this one. Per the data, what are the expectations of the electorate with respect to the mandate given to John Dramani Mahama?
The economy.
The economy.
Economy. Indeed, if you ask voters, we know you have so many issues that you took into account in arriving at who you want to vote for. But which of them is the most important influencer in this election? According to our exit poll, it is the economy. Over 30%, but 32% of the people said economy. Distant second was jobs and education. So for him, he set himself 24-hour economy, which seems to address the economic challenges and jobs. If he fails to deliver on these two, he will hang NDC in 2028. It's about the economic cost of living crisis. Everywhere in this country, people are feeling it. And that must be the priority of the next government. How do you lower the cost of living? How do you improve the situation so that inflation would recede quite in a bigger way? We've seen inflation hovering around 21, 22. It's been stubbornly high because of some of the mistakes we did during the financial crisis. Our quantitative easing by Bank of Ghana was absolutely the problem because you were targeting solving inflation, but the tools that created inflation, you're not handling it. It was money printing, and the money found itself into people's homes. So even if you're trying to mop it out, it's not coming out.
Do you have any evidence?
No, it's data. I mean, if
you would have asked, do you have any evidence?
Stick to the data. The data says
so. If you look at it, you see, when you apply the standard rules of controlling inflation,
yes,
and it doesn't work, it means that you are given a wrong prescription.
But of course, if you have a central bank that is doing MPC meetings and is telling you that is engaged in inflation targeting and all that, and on your blind side, it's printing billions of cedis.
Absolutely. That's the problem.
Which country will tolerate such madness?
That's the problem. So the central government has played a very key role in the way inflation has refused to come down.
Right, dishonest central bank. Dishonest central bank.
So I think the cost of living is key. Confidence back in the economy. I think confidence is a very key thing. Once we have confidence in the economy, believe me, things begin to moderate. At the moment, I think the investor community are looking for some confidence, and I don't believe that will change until there's a huge change in the BOG setup.
Okay, so I said the final one, but I want to put. Please give me the Global Info Analytics presidential poll. They gave us 3 scenarios. I want us to look at them. So this is supposed to be your best case. Yes. Apart from the best case, you had another. Now your best case, so this is the worst case.
Worst case.
Your worst case was that JDM was going to do 50.4. Worst case. And that DMB was going to do 43. Worst case. This is worst. Now your best case was that JDM was going to do 54.1. And DMB was going to do 39.8. What was your margin of error?
1.86.
1.86?
Yes.
Okay. So if I add 1.86 to the 54,
Here you can't do that because this is the upper limit.
So this is your best case.
This is the upper limit. If you apply the,
I can only deduct it.
Yes.
From this.
Yes.
Okay. So this was your best case, 54.1. Then he made 56.66.
You know why?
Why?
Okay. You see, look at what Bediako and Alan got in the predictions.
Yes. So 2.4, 2.9.
They were supposed to do better than they did. People went to the polls and said, look, we don't want confusion in this country. We want one touch win. I love Alan, I love Bediako, but the price is too high for me to risk. So they went straight to Mahama.
So Mahama harvested
Alan and Bediako.
Alan and Bediako.
Yes. Yes.
Vote.
2%.
Yes.
The apathy in Ashanti. Does the data suggest that it could be attributed to the fact that people didn't believe that Alan will win, that voting for Alan will be a waste of the vote? Could that be attributed to the level of apathy in Ashanti?
It could be, but I'll just be speculating because I haven't spoken to him directly. And
also, people felt, look, I can't go and vote against the MPP.
Yes.
I won't vote at all.
Yes.
So they didn't go at all.
So
they stayed at home.
In fact, I have a friend.
And watch TV.
I have a friend whose mother is a very strong MPP. She intended to vote against MPP. But she said she looked at her mother in the face and she couldn't. She decided not to vote at all. So that feeling is very deep. They won't go and hurt the party. So for that reason, let me stay at home.
Which one is the base case?
The base case is when things are normal. Under normal circumstances, we would expect if Alan and Co had performed, if that external factor really influenced them to change their mind in the last minute, this would have been the result.
So there was a harvesting of the votes from those two.
Yes.
And the biggest beneficiary was JDM.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the same case was presented itself in 2016.
Thank you very much, Musa. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that you perhaps will need a little break. And when is your next poll?
We're hoping to start polling again sometime in July next year.
2025.
Yeah, but that will not be political.
Okay.
Just be the governance issues, economic issues.
Afro-barometer style.
Yes.
So let me ask, now that a victory has come, shouldn't you do a poll asking Ghanaians what they expect the new government to do, what their priorities are? They have to come and...
No, they've already told us before they voted.
Okay.
That wouldn't change dramatically.
Okay.
We'll go back and see whether the...
You know why I asked that? Because there is this whole accountability drive.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, on my phone, there are people who are sending messages that, look, it is about accountability. People must be held accountable. There must be reasons why we are in this mess, this abyss. People must be held responsible to serve as a deterrent so that no other person, including the incoming government, when given the opportunity, will ever dream of raping this country the way it's been done. Is that a sentiment that is popular? Is that a sentiment that people are serious about and want to punish a government for if they don't really do something?
Maybe now it might change, but before the elections,
yes,
people were preoccupied with their pocket.
Okay.
They will never prioritize chasing people's stolen money with their own personal. So they want to be okay first. Once they are okay, then let's take those guys who have stolen the money. But now, maybe now that they know the election is won, they may begin to change position in terms of how they prioritize what the government must do. We don't feel that we need to go quickly now. To allow some time to settle, and then go back 6 months' time and begin to poll, and then we can see where we're heading.
All right. Okay. So Musa, thank you very much, and you're the man. You're the star of the election. So thank you, and. Your integrity is paid off. I'm sure that now the offers you decline will come legitimately. Anyway, so Eugene, thank you, and I wish you well in your rebuilding, your ventilation and rebuilding and everything. But
it shall be well.
When the opportunity comes, just take it easy a bit. You are now a grandpa, so you are not as young as you were some 20 years ago.
Randy, it's so. What should I say?
I know it's heart-wrenching.
Is it foolhardiness? What? So you can clearly say that this was a dress you old when you call also. How do you call also? What is wrong with us? Were we possessed? Basic.
Comments like we'll never hand over power.
You see, you see, you can clearly see.
No, those comments.
But Roxo. Elections everywhere, developed wealth here will be determined by the economy. Don't be in any trap. Look, do you think that they voted for us in 2016 because of what? Because of the things that Otabamia was saying to them. The hope he gave them. You understand? So you cannot go into an election with a wobbly economy and expect to win. Right? As soon as attack came in, we saw some stabilization. Albeit not so too significant, but at least there was some stabilization. People could plan and all that. So if this had happened in January 2023, do you think John Mahama would have gotten the votes that he got? Would have been, yes. John would have probably won with maybe a good working majority in Parliament, but would have still managed about 120, 130 seats, right, to put us, in that position.
Would have been a normal win.
Yes. I'm for Republican. This is the worst presidential.
So now the committees will be shared to test 1/3.
Oh, they control everything.
So even the ones that are chaired by the minority, it will be populated by them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Randy, you have taken everything.
Okay.
It's Parliament, they have quota, they have quorum, they have decision, they have everything in Parliament.
We'll hold meetings without them.
Yeah,
so you can hold meeting at Adabraka.
Yes.
Okay.
Randy.
Okay. Now, Musa, so I says I should ask you this. Musa, so I should ask you what you think about quantum computing analysis for polls. The UK government uses that and was used to do some research in Ghana just before elections. It's a physics-based methodology.
There are a lot of things that we do in kind of the modeling that you see at the output. And some of the ingredients of this output includes so many responses people have told us over the years. You run them to a machine and it will be able to create the pattern and also come with some kind of analysis that you can use to inform the work that you have done. For us, we have inbuilt within our system is a AI tool that we use as well. So behind what you are seeing in figures, there are algorithm that runs and then give us more confidence to say this and that. There is future for everything. IT is moving forward, and it get to a point where it will be easier to predict election outcome than it has ever been.
Okay. So Eugene, I have this text for you. When I finish reading it, I'll tell you who.
Okay.
Eugene has been consistent with me. When he advised me, attacked me, and defended me, I've never had the opportunity to thank him. Thank him for me, please. Chairman Paul Afuku.
I've never attacked him. I've never attacked him.
No, but it's been...
Okay.
Sometimes...
He says he's been consistent with me.
Tell him that.
When he advised me.
Yes.
Attacked me and defended me. I have never had the opportunity to
and tell him that he's on record as the only MPP chairman to have conducted the most successful and productive primary elections. That's Afuku.
You actually said it.
Yes. 169 MPs. Right. That was his tenure.
Okay. Incidentally, and it's sad to say this, one of the worst human rights abuses in this false Republican democracy is what is happening to Gregory Afoko.
Even though courts have
Randy, you to like a size too much.
No, I mean, I sometimes want to. Tomorrow, could it be me? You understand what I'm saying? Could it be me?
It could be you. Could have been you.
God forbid.
It's
the last time. What happened here?
Huh?
Oh,
I was watching you because yes. What really happened?
Back door.
We were here and some people came
Randy, let me use
with armed policemen.
To do what?
Huh?
To do what?
They said they had a court order.
But
the court order has vanished. I've never seen that.
But the court order, was able to serve it on you here? Or?
Not a court order against me. Me also be farming court.
So
I don't know.
The organization.
But the aim was to come into the studio. This studio is not a company. If you have an issue with the company, what has it got to do with this studio? When I'm live on air. After having tried last year to just come cross my vehicle and all that.
Where?
But that's the yes, in this year.
Compound.
Yes. Same people. That kind of impunity. Same people. That guy is from Georgia Do. And he brought those policemen. Same people.
Is he a policeman himself?
No. And those things will not attract condemnation. the people who today, and we all condemn the things we are seeing, but people didn't see those things worthy of condemnation. They could find ink and breath to speak and say what they believe were, what the issues were. They couldn't condemn them. And my point is that which court will grant you an order? Invade a media house, break into a studio, and disrupt a live program. For what reason? For what reason? In this country, GJ did.
Okay.
They issued a statement on it. Yeah, they did. Okay. Yes.
But Randy, let me say this.
But here we are. Now, how do you people say it?
Let me say this. Let me use the opportunity to congratulate the party chairman, the general secretary, the leadership they've offered. It's an improvement on the leadership Afoko and Cabinet Japan offered the NPP in 2016.
Right.
This is an amazing feat. And some of the most difficult things in attaining success
don't go and abuse,
is maintaining.
Don't go and abuse overwhelming.
Yes.
Endorsement.
The goodwill.
Learn from what they have suffered.
I agree. I agree.
So don't say it in the speech last.
That is why I also said that the greatest difficulty we have is maintaining the expectations. Like you.
It's very critical.
Yes. So I want to urge chairman.
Just shy away from the things that they did that people didn't like. People found. Yeah. Don't just stay away from those things.
And let's lead clearly. I believe that the people will give us opportunity.
You see, in this life, you don't have to be greedy to be satisfied.
Thank you.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
In this life, you don't have to be greedy to be satisfied. Anyway,
so a word to the wise.
That will be it for this morning. Up next, Metro Sports.